This is Retro Sports Radio. Visit RetroSeasons.com for more sports history.
The New York Giants faced the Brooklyn Dodgers on Saturday afternoon, April 22nd, at Ebbets Field during the first week of the 1950 baseball season. The Giants, managed by Leo Durocher in his second full year as skipper, after taking over from Mel Ott midway through the 1948 season, had been an average team, never finishing above fifth place in the National League for nearly a decade. The Brooklyn Dodgers were also once managed by Leo Durocher during the 1940s, but had been led by Bert Schotten since 1948. This change in leadership occurred after a deal was negotiated between Dodgers owner Branch Rickey and New York Giants owner Horace Stoneham, allowing Durocher to be released from his Brooklyn contract to take over the Giants. In this early season game, the Giants sent Jack Kramer to the mound to face Dan Bankhead, who was notably the first African-American pitcher in the major leagues. This audio recording is from the Dodgers radio broadcast featuring announcers Red Barber and Connie Desmond.
Afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The batting order for today's game for New York, number 12, Ed Stanky, second base. Number 25, Eddie Lockman, left field. Number 16.
Hello, everybody. Join us now for another Brooklyn ball game, brought to you by your favorite Post cereals and their terrific new teammate, Post Sugar Crisp. Yes, sir, Post is back to bring you the Dodgers again as they take on the New York Giants in the second of this three-game series here at Ebbets Field, Brooklyn, USA. This is the old redhead, Red Barber, and Connie Desmond will be along in the middle of the ball game, and between us, we'll take care of the play-by-play assignment. And your seat behind home plate today, no matter whereabouts in the United States you are, your seat is reserved thanks to your loyalty to Post cereals and your all-out cheers for sensational new Post Sugar Crisp. So with Post as your host, let's look around here at Ebbets Field and see what's on the docket. Public address announcer Tex Ricketts is busily going down the respective batting orders, and as you can gather by the cheers, this locale being Brooklyn, he's giving the Brooklyn batters. The starting pitchers will be Jack Kramer, the veteran right-hander who was sold by the Boston Red Sox during the winter to the New York Giants. Kramer will be making his debut in the National League. Jack Kramer will start for Leo Durocher's Giants, and Dan Bankhead, the first Negro pitcher in the history of the major leagues, will get his first starting assignment for the Dodgers. When Bankhead was up and broke the ice a couple of years ago at Brooklyn, he only got in 4 games and on every occasion was a relief pitcher. So this is his Major League starting debut, and so thus it's a big afternoon for both of these right-handers. Kramer last year with the Red Sox won 6 and lost 8. He had a big year with Joe McCarthy, if you'll recall, in 48 when he won 18 and lost 5. In 44 with the Browns, Kramer won 17 and lost 13. That was the year the Browns went for their only pennant. And in the World Series against the Cardinals, he had a win and was not defeated. Bankhead last year was at Brooklyn's Montreal farm, and he won 20 and lost 6. Each of these pitchers has pitched impressively this spring, and that explains why they are getting the starting assignments. This clear, sunshiny, although it is a cool Saturday afternoon here at Brooklyn. Now for the invading Giants, and it's always a hot time in Brooklyn when the Giants come over. It's always a hot time whenever these two clubs tangle anywhere. Ed Stanky is leading off for the Giants. Whitey Lockman hits number 2 in left field. Third baseman Henry Thompson is batting third for New York. Rookie Don Mueller, M-U-E-L-L-E-R, is in right field. Center fielder Bobby Thompson. There are 2 Thompsons. Center fielder does not spell his name with a P in it. It's just T-H-O-M-S-O-N. Bobby Thompson in center. Alvin Dark, who came to the Giants along with Stanky from the Braves in that big winter deal. Dark is at short. Jack Hoshman, the rookie first baseman, hits 7. Wes Westrom is catching, and Kramer is the pitcher. The umpires have just come out, and there's a conference at home plate between the 3 wearers of the blue serge suits. Groundkeeper Ed Durham, Alvin Dark bringing up the batting card for the Giants, and Captain Pee Wee Reese bringing up the batting order for the Dodgers. And the Brooklyn batting order that Reese has on his card is in this wise. Reese himself leading off at short. George Shuba is in left field. Jim Russell is in center field. Duke Snyder is the regular center fielder, but he has a heavy cold, which has given him some trouble. He missed the exhibition games of last weekend at the stadium with the Yankees because of this same malady. So Russell is in center. Russell played left yesterday. His first game was a Dodger. They got him from the Braves in the winter, and he had a home run and a triple. Jackie Robinson, the defending batting champion and the league's most valuable player. Robinson at second is hitting fourth for the Dodgers. Then comes Carl Furillo in right field. Hodges, the first baseman, is batting sixth. Rookie Bobby Morgan, who is hitting very well, hits safely in all three games. Morgan at third. Roy Campanella, whose grand slam home run in the third inning sunk the Giants beyond hope yesterday. Campanella catching, and Dan Bankhead is the pitcher. The umpires, Douglas Scotty Robb is back at the plate. That's R-O-B-B. Al Barlick and Augie Donatelli will be on the bases. And now Miss Gooding will play and sing the national anthem. To those of you who are tuned in for your first time to a Brooklyn broadcast, this is the first Brooklyn regular season broadcast to be on a coast-to-coast hookup, in addition to the station in New York that usually carries the games and has been doing so for 9 years. That is a pregame custom at Ebbets Field, the playing and singing of the national anthem before every single ball game. Not just the first game of the year, and not just at some special holiday. That's how they feel about it here at Ebbets Field. The Dodgers have taken the field. Dan Bankhead, slender, loose-jointed right-hander. Roy Campanella, stocky catcher. That's the battery. Big Gil Hodges at first base. Jackie Robinson at second. Captain Pee Wee Reese at short. And rookie Bob Morgan is at third. Billy Cox, who might have started at third base, except he hurt his back, rejoined the club yesterday and is recovering all right. In left field, George Shuba, who's having his second real chance with the Dodgers. Shuba in left. In center field, Jim Russell, who's turned out to be a very valuable player, came to the Dodgers in that Sam Jethro deal with the Braves. And in right field, it is Carl Furillo from Reading, Pennsylvania, and they call him the Reading Rifle. Now, Ed Stanky is first up for the Braves. Of a crouch, right-hand hitter. Bankhead's first pitch, fastball high inside for ball one. Stanky, this young season for the Giants, has 3 hits out of 12 at-bats. He's stocky, small, bends at the knees, outfield a little toward left. Bankhead pitches low outside for ball two. Stanky is one of the best judges in all baseball of a pitched ball. He holds the National League record for bases on balls, and nobody gave him any deliberate walks because he was such an awesome hitter. He just earned those walks. Bankhead throws outside with a curve, and he's behind ball three. 3 balls, no strikes. This is a momentous occasion for Bankhead, trying to make the Brooklyn club. It's his first start in a major league game. Leo Durocher, the Giant manager, his own third base coach. Freddie Fitzsimmons is coaching at first. Now the 3-0 pitch. Ball 4, and Stanky walks, throws his bat away, and off the first he trots, so Bankhead walks the first man he pitches to without throwing him a strike. And that's a bit of a danger sign, and here's Robinson coming in from second base. Campanella goes out to the mound. Post Cereals, very happy to be your host. P-O-S-T, Post. And the newest of the Post Cereals is Sugar Crisp. grand cereal and a swell snack. And it's the hottest thing that's come down the road. Look for them in the cellophane bag at your friend the grocer's here. And in addition to the words Post and Sugar Crisp, you'll notice there are 3 little honey bears right on the front. Bankhead in Montreal last year walked about as many fellows as he struck out. He walked 170 and he struck out 176. Buddy Lockman, left-hand hitter for the Giants, batting at .333. Takes a call strike. Bankhead came down with his change. He slowed up on it and had it over. Campanella is most apt to make a pitcher use a changeup ball when he is getting wild. In other words, he makes him stay away from the fastball. Hodges holding first against Stanky, who's not too fast a runner. The Brooklyn infield halfway up, ready to go either way on a ground hit ball or a bunt. Hatfield toward right. Lockman pulls. Fast curve swung on, fly ball out into center. Right to Russell, who comes in. He can't get it. He gets away from the ball. Suddenly sunk. Stanky goes on to second base and holds on. Russell seemed to have that ball right there up against his belt buckle. He just stood waiting. We said it was right after Russell. Then suddenly at the last moment, he ran in a step and dove for the ball and had to trap it. The ball must have suddenly sunk. The wind is not blowing in, the wind is blowing out. So it wasn't a question of the wind holding up the ball. It was a question of that ball probably sinking. Sometimes those line drives do that. So it is to be scored as a base hit. So there's a break for New York. Break against Bankhead. And let's see now whether the Giants can exploit this opening or just what happens. Yesterday's ball game, the first meeting of these two clubs, the Dodgers hammered the Giants early and often and beat them 8-1. The Giants have lost all 3 of their games this year. The Dodgers, after losing their first game with Philadelphia, won the next 2. So Giants at first and second, and Henry Thompson, the Negro third baseman for the Giants, who broke the ice for the Polo Grounders, left-hand hitter, is up and takes a fastball low inside at the knees. Ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Down in the Brooklyn bullpen, a fellow who wears number 13 by deliberate design, Ralph Branca, is warming up. Big towering right-hander warming up with Sam Narron, the Dodgers bullpen catcher. Campanella goes out to the mound again to talk to Bankhead. Dom's in trouble. He put himself in trouble by walking Stanky without throwing a strike. And then something happened to that line drive, and Russell, who is a sure judge of a ball, didn't come up with it. He's standing there waiting competently. 1-0 pitch. Quick curve in there for a call strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Dodger infield has to be ready for the bunt if that's the way Leo wants to play it. Batter Thompson. This is Thompson, Henry Thompson, the left-hand hitting third baseman. Hitting at .375, 3 for 8 this year in a crouch. The pitch, he takes a curve high inside for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Bankhead, born in Empire, Alabama, makes his home now in Memphis, Tennessee, 6'1", 185 pounds, and probably the loosest-looking fellow on the mound you ever saw. In position, pitches, fastball swung on and foul back, so the Giants have refused to go for the bunt. And the count is now 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Durocher coaching at third hollers. All right, Henry. So we have action at Ebbets Field, Brooklyn, and there's always action here. Broadcast is toward right. Groundkeeper Ed Durham, under the supervision of business manager Jack Collins, got this ballpark manicured to where it looks like you could eat off of it any place you wanted to. Henry Thompson steps out. Got tired of waiting. 2 balls, 2 strikes. No score. The Giants threatening here in the top of the first inning at Ebbets Field. Bankhead in position. Henry Thompson crouches. Severe crouch. Left-hand hitter. Right-hander deals. Curve. Tip. Foul. And it's 2-2 still. Campanella was fighting it like it was a mad bumblebee trying to hold it, but he couldn't do it. Catchers are not expected to hold foul tips. There's never any error charged against them. Any criticism leveled if they do not hold them. If they do hold them, fine. If they don't, well, that's the way it goes. Now let's see. Bankhead coming to his stop. Looks at second. Deals. Curve way outside for ball 3. He was a long way away from the plate on that one. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Dan Bisley chewing gum out there. He doesn't look like he weighs 185. He is so bony and angular, and he has a tremendously loose hip motion. Stanky at second, Lockman at first. Stanky not too fast at second. Lockman can fly at first. Infield and double play depth. 2-2 count. They might be running. Let's see. They pitch, they don't go, and it's a curveball drilled out into right field. It's up against the wall for an extra base hit. Furillo places it on the mound. Stanky's coming around third toward the plate and scores on the single, and into third goes Lockman, and it is 1-0 New York. And Durocher was right when he didn't bunt Thompson when he produced that base hit. So the Giants have gone out in front and lead 1-0, have men at first and third and nobody out. Looks like you got in here just in time because the pot is bubbling here at Brooklyn. Commissioner A.B. Chandler is just coming in the ballpark now with President Branch Rickey, and they're taking a box down by the Brooklyn dugout. See that also from the commissioner's staff is Dick Butler. Then his manager Jack Collins down there with him. The commissioner was at Yankee Stadium yesterday. Ebbets Field today. Bankhead making his first major league start. Got nobody out, pitching to his fourth hitter. Delivers, curveball swung on, hit down to Robinson, who's up with it, supposed to reach the second, one out, going to first, double play, and Hoffman scores from third, and it's 2-0 in favor of the Giants. Mueller bangs into a DP. It's the first double play that the Dodgers have come up with against the Giants, and their third double play of the year. Hoffman, of course, cruised in from third on the double play, so the Giants have 2 runs in. Under the present scoring rules, Mueller cannot be credited with an RBI. Because the run scored, he was banging into an infield twin killing. Robinson to Reese and on to Hodges. So 2-0 favor New York. Both runs earned. And here is Bobby Thompson. Right hand hitting, very tall center fielder. Bankhead delivers a curve swung on, it's beaten down to the dirt foul. Strike one. This kid, Bobby Thompson, was born in Glasgow, Scotland. So he's come a long way, hasn't he? However, as an infant, his family moved to Staten Island, one of the 5 boroughs in New York, and he came up with the Giants rather than with the Dodgers. He never was a Dodger fan. Wonderful ball player. Hit .309 for the Giants last year, 6'2", 190 pounds. Bankhead pitches, fastball swung on, foul back. No ball, 2 strikes. Leo Durocher will tell you that he believes that this fellow up at the plate, his center fielder, Bobby Thompson, Thomson, can, in 100 yards, outrun anybody in baseball. He says he doesn't know whether Thompson can outrun Jethro of the Braves at 60 yards, but he knows he can at 100. Believes he can. This fellow can fly, long stride. Pitch, strike 3, fastball over. So Bankhead settles down after looking to be right there in the pickle bat. 2 runs for the Giants on 2 hits. The double play finally turned the tide. So it's 2-0 in favor of the Giants, and the Dodgers are coming in for their first licks for the afternoon. And look here, friends. Here's just a simple point-blank question from the old redhead to all of you. Do you eat cornflakes? Chances are you do. But look, here's the important thing. There's a difference in cornflakes, a real difference. You up and try Post Toasters, and you'll see just what we mean. Yes, sir, there's a difference in cornflakes, and it's post-toasting that makes that difference. Now, once you eat them, you'll agree. Post Toasters are extra crisp, extra delicious, better in every way. Post Toasters are fresher, too. Fresher than ever before. Now so fresh that they taste just toasted. So next time that you stop by Joe the Grocer's, don't ask for cornflakes. Ask for Post Toasters, the better cornflakes. That's guaranteed fresh Post Toasters, one of the famous Post cereals. Try them all, yeah? This is a rather historic broadcast, as we told you at the beginning, and the Post cereal folks are very happy to make it possible, working in cooperation with the Brooklyn Ball Club and the WMGM, which is the station that for 8 years has been doing all the Brooklyn games in New York, because today stations of the Columbia Broadcasting System are joining in, too, with the coverage outside of New York. And so it is coast-to-coast coverage of baseball's most colorful, dynamic team, the Dodgers. And we are glad to have you along. You come with us all the home Saturdays that Brooklyn is at Ebbets Field. And you see on your baseball schedules that the Dodgers are going to be in Brooklyn. And we're going to be with you. You're going to help us be there, too, by the The fact that you tell Joe the grocer that you want Toasters, or any of the Post cereals, or the newest, Sugar Crisp. Okay, here we go with Captain Pee Wee Reese and Jack Kramer making his first start in the National League. Comes down with a strike over the plate. Kramer's a trim-looking right-hander. He throws a fastball, throws slow curves, good control. Reese is 3 for 14, hitting at 214 right now. Kramer pumps, kicks, throws. There's a sharp curve over for called strike 2. Kramer. Jack Kramer. He's well along, 32 years. Outfield shaded toward left. Reese swings from the end, swings, and there's a high pop fly in the short left center. Left fielder Lockman's in, under it, and he takes it for out number 1. So we have 1 up and 1 gone for Brooklyn. Last of the first inning. The Giants leading 2-0, and this is baseball's most heated rivalry. Giants and the Dodgers. And Durocher and the Giants trying so hard to win their first one. They've been under very heavy criticism for losing their first 3. Especially in the face of that big deal that was made with the Boston Braves during the winter. You know, when Stanky and Dark came from Boston to New York, and the Giants sent Sid Gordon, Willard Marshall, Buddy Carr, and Sam Webb to the Braves. And then the first 2 games of the season, the Braves played the Polo Grounds, won them both. And in the second game, Gordon hit 2 home runs, won a grand slammer. Boy, that's really having that boomerang come back and hit you right between the eyes. But as Leo said today, it's a long season. George Shuba, left-hand hitter, takes a high outside fastball. Ball 1. Shuba has 1 for 8. He's being given another chance. Outfield around toward right side of the infield is back. It's a bright sun and a bright sky. Pitch. Slow curve right over for a call strike. Kramer's one of these fellows that pumps and hitches and tries to catch you between swings. Pitches a great deal of the style of Preacher Rowe, by the admission of Kramer's new manager, Durocher. Milton Stock is the Brooklyn third base coach. Jake Fittler, old Sugarfoot Jake. This is his 56th birthday. Fittler coaching his first. Western gives the sign. Kramer pitches, and Shuba takes a fastball low outside for ball 2. Kramer kicked on it, asked where the pitch was, and played umpire Rob motion outside. Third baseman Henry Thompson is about 3 full steps over towards short. Shortstop Dark is almost directly behind the bag. The outfield is swung drastically into right, and they're playing Shuba wider than I've seen any ball club play him, pulled toward right field. In other words, straightaway left field is wide open, and inside third base it's wide open. Shuba takes a curve over good for a call second strike, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. They really ganged up into right field on this fella. Fittler hauling down from first base. Come on, George, you're the fella. Jack Kramer with 1 out, pitching his first inning in the National League. He's fidgeting around out there on the mound. There's nobody on base. Pumps once, pumps twice. Right-handed kicks high, throws. Fastball swung off. Drilled deep out into right center field. Back goes Thompson, way back in the corner, and makes the catch 390 feet away in the right center field corner. So Shuba tagged it, but it's just out number 2. 2-man gone, and Jim Russell playing his second game as a Dodger. He's a switch hitter, or some people say a turnaround hitter, and he's batting left-handed against right-hander Kramer. Russell went 2 for 4 yesterday. He hit a home run, and he hit a triple. And for every home run that is hit in a Brooklyn ball game, or every shutout pitch, there is an award of a case of Post Sugar Crisp. So Russell collected yesterday. The pitch, fastball on the outside. Ball 1. Kramer monkeys around, pitches here, pitches there. Al Barlick, the first base umpire, just noticed that the bag had been kicked a little bit out into foul ground, so he runs up there and kicks it back into fair. Attention to small details, very important. Umpiring, anything else. Slow curve outside to Russell, and it is ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Dark is coming in from short and is talking to Kramer. Apparently, Dark must have noticed that Kramer has kicked on a couple of decisions at the plate. Maybe he's saying something to him. The Giants on top 2-0. They got 2 runs off Dan Bankhead right at the bell. Bankhead began his own difficulties by walking Stanky. That's the first rule in the book for pitches. Don't walk them, and certainly don't walk that first. 2-0 pitch. Curve outside for ball 3. That was a big, slow rainbow. 3 balls, no strikes. In case you just joined us on this broadcast of the best wishes at Post Cereals, Stanky walked, went to second base as Lockman's line drive apparently suddenly sank in front of Russell. Russell seemed to have it caught all the way and then dove for it, and too late. Thompson singled off the right field wall to get 1. Mueller hit him a double play, and the second run came over. There's a call strike for Russell on the outside. 3-1. Fine crowd here at Ebbets Field, and the Dodgers and Giants will be here tomorrow. Game time tomorrow, 2 o'clock, and business manager Collins told us before today's game there are 14,000 seats of all kinds that will be available on sale at the park tomorrow when the gates are open, around noon. 3-1 pitch, ball 4, and Russell becomes the first Dodger runner with a base on balls with 2 out after the first inning. Jackie Robinson, who is hitting so far with 6 hits for 11 at-bats at 544, the defending batting champion, presented by Ford Quick yesterday with a silver replica of a baseball bat sent by the Louisville Slugger people. The Hillary Memorial bat, emblematic of winning the batting title last year. He was also voted the league's most valuable player. Robinson, his weight now is 208 pounds. He's in fine shape. Playing him straight away. The wind is blowing to right field. Curve is good on the outside for a call strike. Jack, I think, is a little unhappy about it, but he didn't turn around. For the Giants, the veteran Jack Kramer, making his first National League appearance. He was formerly over there in the American League with the Browns and the Red Sox. Wes Westrom is catching. Jack Hoshman at first. Russell is leading off at that point, 2 out. Stanky at second. Alvin Dark at short. The third baseman is Henry Thompson. Kramer in position, deals, curve high, and it is ball 1. It was very high. And ball 1 strike. In left field for New York, Whitey Lockman. The center fielder is Bobby Thompson, and the right fielder is Don Mueller. Hit the umpires again. It is Doug, Scotty Robb back of the plate. Al Bollock is at first base, and Donatelli, rookie National League umpire, this is his second series in the National League, is at second. Kramer coming down to his set position. Delivers. Robinson swings and misses. The ball was sinking. Took a little bit off of it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Crowd's sort of quiet for the moment, but they don't stay quiet at Brooklyn long. Robinson holding it clubbed down by the end. Strong right-hand hitter. George Sisler has helped him a great deal to become the fine batter that he is. 1-2 pitch. Curve outside. Jack takes it for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Kramer, in no hurry at all. Back of the mound, fooling with the rosin bag. Two and 2. Russell, ready to get up and go. Just as quick as you can say, Sugar Crisp. Anything happens, it's 2 out. Pitch, curve, swung and hit down by second baseman Stanky, who's up with it. The throw goes over to first. Robinson's out by 2 running steps. Stanky to Hoshman, and that's all for the last of the first inning. There's really nothing to it when you add it up. So at the end of the first inning, 2 runs, they're both earned, 2 hits and no errors for the Giants. For the Dodgers, no runs, no hits and no errors. Now let's see what's on that post scoreboard, and then we'll see about identifying the stations. So let's see. In the National League, nothing yet on the Cardinals and the Cubs. Philadelphia playing at Boston. Kurt Simmons will go for the Phillies, and Warren Spahn, top-winning left-hander in the league last year, will go for the Braves. Spahn making his second start. He beat the Giants opening day. Cincinnati's at Pittsburgh, and at the end of the first inning, it is 3-0 in favor of the Pirates. Hepke for Cincinnati and Chesney for Pittsburgh. In the American League, Washington is playing New York at the Stadium. Steve Nagy for Washington, and Bob Porterfield starting for the Yankees. Staub is starting for the Boston Red Sox at Philadelphia against Alex Kellner. And that gets you up to date. And now, let's take a 20-second pause for station identification. Hello, everybody, and those of you who may have just joined us, this is Red Barber speaking to you for Post Cereals from behind home plate at Ebbets Field, Brooklyn. The Giants are at bat in the second inning. Alvin Dark first up, and New York is ahead of Brooklyn 2-0. Dan Bankhead for the Dodgers delivers a fastball that's drilled in for a called strike. Dark is hitting at .417. He's gotten off to a good start with the bat. He has 5 for 12. He's a fine ball player. Open stance, feet wide apart. Takes a curve for a called second strike. Nothing in 2. No balls, 2 strikes. Hatfield. Swing around into left. Infield is up a step because this fella can run. Dark backs out of there. Takes the heavy end of his bat, knocks some play out of his spikes. The infield has been treated with Molder sand this year. It has a darkish gray color. But it's not free, and Bankhead strikes him out. Back makes Dark chase a low outside hook. Second strikeout for Daniel. And rookie Jack Harshman stepping up.
Jack Harshman, third base.
Harshman. Jack Harshman. Minneapolis last year hit .270. Boy, indigenous to San Diego, California. 6'2", 180 pounds. 2-0 favor the Giants. Fine, sunny afternoon. Harshman takes a fastball that's too low. Ball 1. Throw. Let a curve go inside the shin. 4-2. We'll keep you posted on the other ball games as they go along. Bankhead pitches 2-0. Call strike. At the end of the first inning in the ball game between the Washington Nationals and the New York Yankees, it's 1-0 favor the Yankees, who have gotten off to a good start this year. The Red Sox are leading at Philadelphia over the Athletics 3-0 at the end of an inning and a half. At the end of 2 innings now, Philadelphia Boston in the National League, it's no score. The 2-1 pitch to Harshman, foul tip, and it's now 2-2. The Cincinnati-Pittsburgh game is now at the end of 3 innings, and it is 6-1 in favor of the Pirates behind Bob Chesney. Hepke, who started for Cincinnati, was replaced in the second inning by Kirk Peterson. Outfield, round to the right. Harshman, left-hand hitter, playing to pull. This year he's had 2 hits for 11 at-bats, walk of 182. But percentages are not too indicative this early. 2-2 pitch, fastball, foul tip, still 2-2. Bankhead, turn that one loose. 2-2. Dan steps upon the mound. He can throw that ball. Sets. Delivers. Another foul ball. Back on the screen. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Giants 2. Dodgers nothing. The wind is rather gusty this afternoon. At times it is strong, then it seems to slow down. But the prevailing course of the wind is out to right field, which is the short field here at Ebbets Field. Those of you who have never seen the park or heard about it, maybe we'll better describe it for you. The 2-2 pitch to Hoshman, swung on, a ground foul outside first. Fitzsimmons stops it with his foot. Still 2-2. Right field at Ebbets Field is one of the famous fields in all athletics, not just baseball alone. It's a concrete wall in right field, which goes up 20 feet off the ground. Then there is an additional 20 feet of wire screen on top of it. So the right field fence, while it is short here at Brooklyn, is very high. It's 40 feet high. So you just don't pop one into Bedford Avenue, which is a big 6-lane highway in back of it, on just a little bunted ball. 2-2 pitch. The curve just missing low inside, and Bankhead and Campanella are both unhappy at Rob's call on that. It's ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Bankhead really wound up, and he can wind up on himself, too. The distance down the right field line in Brooklyn, which is relatively short, is 297 feet. Bankhead stands at the back of the mound. However, in right center field, the wall slanting away is 395 feet. Then you have double-deck stands beginning in right center field and going all the way around the rest of the park and coming right back into the right field corner. In other words, it is just right field itself that has the wall. 20 feet of concrete, 20 feet of screen, and the scoreboard is also out there. And the scoreboard is stuck out in front of it, which causes a series of angles. The 3-2 pitch. Strike 3 swinging the curveball. And he swung off. Well, Bankhead has struck out the first 2 here in the second innings. 3 strikeouts all told. He got off to a shaky start, walking Stanky, then having Lockman's line drive sink in front of Russell when it looked to be a certain catch for an out. Then Thompson hit the right field wall for a single, the wall we were talking about. Mueller banged into a double play. The Giants had 2 runs, but from that time on, Bankhead has gotten 5 outs, pitching to his last 4 men. Wes Westrom, the right-hand hitting catcher for the Giants, been around parts of the last 2 years. Open stance, takes a curve outside, ball 1. Westrom this year has not come up with a base hit, and he's been up officially 6 trips. 2-0, favor the Giants. Always business when the Giants and the Dodgers are on hand. Throw. Let up ball low inside, ball 2. Posterior folks from Battle Creek, Michigan way, very happy to be sending you this ball game from Brooklyn way. And whenever the Dodgers are home on Saturday, so will come these broadcasts. 2-0 pitch. Curve over, good. Ball strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. 1-1. Outfield toward left. Play Western to pull. Bankhead a right-handed deals. Fastball low outside for ball 3. Teed up and hard. Fitzsimmons coaching in first hollers, hey, Wes, come on, get a good ball. Ebbets Field is one of the smallest ballparks in the major leagues. It seats nominally about 32,000. And part of its great charm is its complete and immediate intimacy with the game itself. You're never far away from the players. 3-1 pitch, curve swung on and fouled on top of the third base stands and out of the park. 3-2. So whenever you are at Brooklyn, you are actually in the ball game, so to speak. You don't have any great chasms and caverns and yawning distances, etc. You can see the players. Hear them. Hear what the coaches say. There's a lot of truth in the statement that has endured through the years. There's never a dull day with the Dodgers, and certainly never at Ebbets Field. Something in the atmosphere around here. If something's going to happen, it'll happen here at Brooklyn. 3-2 pitch. The high fly ball resultant deep out into left center. Russell, the center fielder, is under it, waiting. He's got it. Ball, nothing across for the Giants in the top half of the second inning. And the end of the inning and a half, it remains New York 2 and Brooklyn nothing. Carl Furillo coming on now to be first up for the Dodgers, last of the second inning, followed by Gil Hodges and then by Bob Morgan. Jake Pittler coaching at first base for the defending National League champions. Milton Stark at third. Furillo, who's hitting in August and September, had much to do with Brooklyn coming up with the pennant. He was hitting almost 500 there in the stretch, and that's the mark of the ball player that he is. Furillo hitting now 3 for 15, 231. Outfield back into right. Stanky on orders from Durocher in the bench moves back deep to second base. Right-hander Kramer pitches a curve that's a called strike. It's a big slow bender. Broke away from the hand and caught the inside slice. No balls, one strike. Throw has something in his eye. Steps out of the box for the moment. Kramer pumping. Veteran right-hander. Kick throws. Let a ball in on the hands. He tried to make that look like they pitched just now when he broke the curve off the hands and over. But Furillo stayed off of it, and the count goes to 1-1. Kramer uses a lot of slow stuff. Manager Bert Shotton of the Dodgers, who doesn't wear a uniform, sitting back there in the dugout. 21 pitch, fastball, low outside. Ball 2. First the slow curve, then the slow pitch up on the hands trying to look like that slow curve again, but it didn't, and then the fastball trying to crisscross on the outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Furillo choking a sig just a little. He's quite strong. 2-1 pitch, fastball outside, 4-3. So Kramer is behind now, 3-1. Furillo has the orders. He looks at third base coach Milton Stark, who usually is the central man in the Brooklyn wigwag system. Stark, of course, keeps his eyes glued on boss Shotton. They're in the dugout for the word. In the major leagues, these fellas just don't go out there and do as they please, take orders. The 3-1 pitch. Swung on, hit sharply down the short. Alvin Dark is up with it. Plenty of time for the throw to first, which is accurate with the hospital, and Furillo's out by 2 steps. So Carl was hitting and grounded out short to first.
Number 14.
Gil Hodges, big first baseman, stepping up. Continue giving you some distances at Ebbets Field. To the straightaway lower center field stand, it's 393 feet. Right center field to the lower stands, double decked out there, 351. And in the left field corner, 348. Big Hodges has really been hotter than a $2 pistol. Hitting at 700, 7 for 10. Big, strong, strapping right-hand batter, outfield toward right. Takes a fastball for a call strike on the outside above the knees. Hodges is a magnificent athletic specimen. I don't know of anybody who has ever seen him that wants any part of it. He has the least trouble of any man on the face of the earth. And he's awfully good-natured, which everybody says is just grand. But if you're that strong, you ought to be good-natured. Fastball inside on the short ribs. Takes him up again. 1 ball, 1 strike. One and one. Outfield deep, round toward left. Hodges is just coming into his own as a ball player. Big, strong guy from Indiana. 1-1 pitch, swung on as a high, dug deep out of the left center field. Way back, Thompson goes back close to the stand. It's in there for a home run. Hodges has hit his second of the season. That's his 8th hit on 11 at bat. And that's the second time that he has tapped the kill for a case of post-sugar crisp. Here he is running his home run home. So he's busted that one. Way out there where it is marked, 390 feet in the lower left center field stands. It gives Gil 2 home runs, 3 runs batted in. 8 hits for 11, and Bobby Morgan, who has 7 hits for 13, breaking in as a rookie. Stocky, blonde, right-hand batter. Morgan hitting at 538 is up there. So the Dodgers break through, and it's now a 2-1 game in favor of the Giants. Morgan takes a good curve for call strike. Looks like you said that Hodges is big and strong just in time. Infield straightaway on Bobby Morgan, who was the batting champion, hitting at .337 International League last year, and the league's most valuable player. Takes a fastball high inside, ball one. Vance Ricky's farm system, pushing up one promising player after another to the Dodgers. And the great baseball dynasty being built for Brooklyn. Kramer wants to pitch with another baseball, so an exchange of agates is made. That in the argument by plate umpire Robb. A ball on the strike. One out, Morgan up. The Giants 2, the Dodgers 1. We'll bring you up to date on all the games on the post scoreboard as soon as the second inning is concluded. So you hang around here. 21 pitch, curve swung on, hit foul outside third base. That was a pretty hot shot. Ball is hit down toward the Giant bullpen, which is in the left field corner. The Giants and the visiting teams at Ebbets Field use the dugout on the third base side and the bullpen in the left field corner. The home club, the Dodgers, use the dugout on the first base side and the bullpen in the right field corner. Morgan in the crouch. Ball in the strike to the count. Kramer pumps once. Veteran right-hander pumps again. Kicked high and throws, and Morgan fouls it back. Still 1-2. 65 baseball is taken out by the umpire's ball boy. Dark and Justin Scott had a little visit to the pitcher. Body on. Gil Hodges just thumped one. So, curve one on, and Hodges puts the ball out to the left field corner. Lockman goes over and makes a nice catch of it. Still out number 2. Lockman can go. 2 down, and Roy Campanella, who really hit one for our case of Sugar Church yesterday, a grand slam home run, the first in his major league career. Campanella stepping up. Roy has 3 for 7 this year, hitting at .425. He's rated by a lot of knowing baseball people as the best catcher in the game. Bar none. Stocky, powerful, catch every day. Hatfield, down toward left. Kramer delivers, and Campanella sits down. The ball right at down he went. There was a fastball. The ball players say that would have been stuck in his ear if he hadn't ducked. It's a rough game, this baseball. You don't think so? In fact, as anybody who's connected with baseball winces when you say that it's a game. Players, their wives, club executives. It's a business and it's a rough. Okay. Kramer deals and Campanella swings and fouls it off. Fastball coming in there. Took just a little bit off of it. 1-1. Fine crowd on hand, headed by Commissioner Chandler, who's sitting down in the field box with Branch Rickey, the president of the Dodgers. One pitch. Ball strike on the outside. Throw the knees. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 men out. Giants leading by a tally, 2-1. Your host is Post Serious. Yes, ma'am. Kramer has a little trouble reading the sign hung out by Weston. That's for it again. One and 2 pitch, curve, outside. Ball 2, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The breeze is now blowing steadily and vigorously out toward right. It's a wind that would help a high drive hit toward right field. Would hold up to some degree a high fly ball hit out into left. Would help on the bias, the ball hit high out into center. 2-2 pitch. Curve swung on and hit out into right field. There's Furillo back up against the scoreboard waiting for it. He makes the catch to Campanella into the top. So, Hodges belted one, and it's a run and a hit. So at the end of 2 innings, 2 runs, 2 hits, and no errors for the Giants. 1 run and 1 hit and no errors for Brooklyn. All right. We promised there'd be something on that post scoreboard. Well, let's take a look around. The Cardinals, who won their first game and have lost their next 3, are at Chicago, where Bob Rush of the Cubs shut them out yesterday, 2-0. And Staley, who pitched the opening game and the one victory for the Cardinals so far, is going for St. Louis. Bill Boiselle, who is now with his 3rd ball club in the league, from the Giants to the Braves and now to the Cubs. Boiselle is making his first start as a Cub for Chicago, big right-hander. Philadelphia's at Boston. Kurt Simmons was counted on so much by Philadelphia, that young hustling club that Bob Cobbin has put together. Simmons starting for Philadelphia, and Warren Spahn, who's already pitched and won a ball game, and a complete one for the Braves. No score end of 2 innings. End of 3 innings, Cincinnati-Pittsburgh. It is 6-1 favor the Pirates. Chesney for Pittsburgh. Hetsy started, and then Kent Peterson for Cincinnati coming on the 2nd inning. In the American League, Washington will off 1-0 favor the Yankees into the 1st inning. Boston and Philadelphia, it's 3-0 in favor of the Red Sox over the Athletics. Nothing yet on Chicago, Detroit, or Cleveland, St. Louis, but we'll have results later. Now we're moving to the 3rd inning, and pitcher Jack Kramer is the first Giant hitter. Outfield back into right. The wind has shifted and is blowing toward the right field corner now. Kramer, right-hand hitter. Bankhead pitches a curve over first strike. Kramer hasn't been up in the National League this year, so of course we don't have any batting percentage for him. Curve high inside, under the hands, ball 1. 1-1. Things going quietly to the 2nd. They won't stay that way long here at Brooklyn. 2-1 favor the Giants. Bankhead's pitch. Fastball is high inside for ball 2. Saw Campanella down on his haunches, giving the sign. And a steady target thereafter. Pitch. Call 2nd strike. Fastball on the outside. Now Kramer steps out of there and starts arguing with Rob a little bit. Two and two. Durocher is howling from where he's coaching at 3rd base to Rob. Bankhead pumping. Loose right-hander pitches 2-2. Curve swung on. There's a high fly ball in close to the left field foul line. Stuber is over. He's under it, and the left fielder has it. 4 out, number 1. 4 Kramer is retired. 1 up and 1 away. Here's Eddie Stanky, who drew the base on balls to begin the ball game, and was later turned into a run. First for the Giants 2. The first 3 men for the Giants got on, and nobody else has gotten on. 2-1. Favor New York over Brooklyn. Kramer putting on his jackets, going back in the dugout. Stanky is hitting at 250, 3 for 12. Bankhead deals. Fastball high inside, ball 1. And he hasn't thrown a strike to Stanky today. He walked him on 4 straight pitches. Again matters this afternoon. Don delivers. Fastball over, 4 a strike. There's one. That's 1-1. Ball and a strike. 1 out. Curveball over for a 4 strike. Throw, low outside. Now 2-2. Pitch is a curve swung on, hit down to the third base and foul. It's still 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. In the fourth inning in the Philadelphia-Boston game of the National League, the Phillies came up with a run off Warren Spahn, and they're leading 1-0. The Braves at bat in the last half of the fourth inning. The Cardinals just opened up, getting 2 runs off Boiselle and getting him out of the ball game at Chicago. Go ahead, 2-0. Bankhead pitches 2-2 to Stanky. And the curve just pitches in the outside. And now the Brooklyn battery is complaining. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Boiselle started for the Cubs. The Cardinals got him out of there. And Johnny Vandermeer, who during the winter went from the Reds to the Cubs, took over. So the Cubs are at bat in the first inning, and the Cardinals are ahead 2-0. The Giants are leading the Dodgers here at Ebbets Field, 2-1. Stanky's the hitter. 1 out, nobody on. Three-two pitch, outside the ball 4. So Stanky for the second straight time draws a walk. Picked up 2 walks given up by Bankhead. Whitey Lockman, who singled into center field. First inning. He's hitting at 375, 6-16. Is up to his second at bat. The Pittsburgh Pirates at the end of 4 innings are now leading the Reds 9-1 in the Pittsburgh game. Beard has hit a home run. Westlake has hit 1 to give him 3 in 2 days. Hernandez has hit 1, and Kiner has hit 1, his second in 2 days for the Pirates. Bankhead starts to get ready and then throws over to first. Second time. He's learned a great deal since he first got a chance with the Dodgers a couple of years ago. Comes down. Stops and throws. The curve swung on. There's a high fly ball in deep center field. Russell goes back, sets, makes the catch. Stanky is starting for second base, and here's the throw coming into Robinson, and Stanky is safe. He makes it. Russell's throw into Robinson, the second baseman, was just on the shortstop side of second. Jackson had to go out to the ball and then try and dive back in, and Stanky surprised him and tagged up at first and went into second base. The ball was hit right back up against the center field wall, near the 90 feet away. Well, that's Stanky, I guess, figuring that his old teammate Russell doesn't have that much on. They both won the Boston Club together last year, the year before. Well, Russell looking in the ground. Yes, he wondered, well, how did Stanky, who's not so fast, get that jump and beat me? He did it. So, 2 out. Stanky's in scoring position, as they say in baseball, at second base. And Henry Thompson, left-hand hitting third baseman, who singled and got in the Giants' first run. The first inning is up. He's 4 for 9 this year, hitting .444. It's 2-1 in favor of New York. Bankhead delivers. Curve is low. Ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Stanky at second. Being careful not to get off too far. The pitch. Fastball low inside. Ball 2. Bankhead asked for another apple. Exchange is made. The Post cereal people, and the newest of the Post cereals is Sugar Crisp, and it's going like wildfire. Very happy to bring you this first regular season Brooklyn baseball game, not only in New York, but on coast-to-coast hookup all over the country. Glad to have you. Every Saturday the Dodgers at home, be the same. 2-0 pitch. Curveball too high for ball 3. 3-0. This is no automatic strike setup. Not with the man at second base. 3-0 pitch. Over for a called strike. Thompson is taking. 3-1. Henry is probably on his own up there to hit if he pleases. Spot like this. He's been hitting very well this young season. Right-hander Bankhead in position. Check second. Delivers. High outside for ball 4. So Thompson walks. That's the third walk given up by Daniel. Men at first and second. 2 out. Top of the third. Campanella goes out to the mound, talks to the pitcher. Sam Narron, the bullpen catcher for the Dodgers, gets up down the right field corner. Hands a baseball over to Ralph Franca. And the big right-hander who wears number 13, he's one of 13 children, gets up, start warming again for the second time. Franca was throwing steadily, wasting no opportunity to get hot in the first inning when the Giants got their 2 runs, and it looked as though the Bankhead was in one hit of being out of there. Manager Schottman, of course, has a lot of patience. The Giants opened up in a hurry. Now let's see. Don Mueller, the left-hand hitting rookie right fielder, in a crouch. Takes a high outside curve for ball 1. Stanky off second. Henry Thompson, who can run off first. They're ready to take out. 2 men retired. 2-1, New York. The pitch. Curve swung on. There's a high pop fly in the short left field. Shortstop Reese is back. He's under. Shortstop's under and has it. Out number 3, and the John Stretch goes by the boards. No runs, no hits, and 2 men left. A wise man seldom makes predictions about baseball or anything else, but when something's practically surefire, you can't resist. And if ever I saw success in the making, it's our new Post cereal, Sugar Crisp. In city after city, wherever it's been introduced, Sugar Crisp has been a smash hit overnight. So when we say it's going to be one of the biggest selling cereals in America, we are not just moving our molars. Have you tried it yet? Sugar Crisp, you know, is made of delicious big wheat puffs toasted with sugar and honey. You just add milk or cream, and you've got yourself a truly tantalizing breakfast dish. In fact, friends, Sugar Crisp is so good you'll want to eat it right out of the bag. For breakfast, it's dandy. For snacks, it's so handy. Or eat it like candy. Get a good supply at your grocer's, will you? Look for Sugar Crisp in the red, white, and blue bag with the 3 brown bears. It's a Post cereal. Well, let's take 20 seconds now and hear who everybody is. We'll pause for station identification. From Ebbets Field, Brooklyn, where anything can and probably will happen. We're moving into the last half of the 3rd inning. It is 2-1 in favor of the Giants. Just now, Durocher rather loudly hollered for plate umpire Rob and put up quite a squawk. A lot of talk, but much ado about nothing. And here is Bankhead, the Brooklyn pitcher, up for his first at-bat, and he's a good hitting pitcher. Swings and has a line drive over short out of the left field, and it's in there against the wall for a base hit. Bankhead is running in the second base. It's going to be at least a double. Boy, he really took the toenails off that one. Bingo, big line drive. Bankhead, in his first major league at-bat when he came over with the Dodgers a couple of years ago, hit a home run. So he lines a double off the left field wall and puts for himself the tying run at second base. That's the second Brooklyn hit. Time is called while a sweater is taken out to Bankhead. It's a chilsome afternoon, even though the sun is out, and it's very pleasant sitting in the sun. Stan Strahl, the Brooklyn bat boy, has just carried a jacket, a windbreaker, out to Bankhead. The Dodgers are wearing their home whites, and the Giants are wearing their road grays trimmed in black and orange. Westrum is down, giving the sign. Pee Wee Reese, who flied out to left field, his first at bat. Hitting at 200 so far, 3 for 15. These batting percentages we give you are right up to the time the batter is there at the box. Bankhead, who can run off second, nobody out. Kramer pitches a curve low outside, ball one. Speaking about our batting percentages, we're very happy on our broadcast to have with us a very competent young statistician, Bob Posadi, been with us for the last 3 years now. We're all bad on to give you the best broadcast we can. We got a fellow we want you to meet in the fourth inning, too, that you're going to like. A fellow named Connie Desmond. He and I have only been together 8 years. We're almost on speaking terms. Reese backs out of there. Kramer, who has been just fussing around, now is up on the mound finally. He's in no hurry. Reese leading in. Infield up a step. The pitch is over. Fastball for a called strike above the knees. It was a fastball, just a little bit taken off. Kramer is a change of speed pitcher. Sometimes it's hard to detect just whether he's putting on or taking off. The Dodgers are the tying run at second. Nobody out. Last of the third inning. The Giants 2 and Brooklyn 1. Kramer asks for the sign again. Steps off the rubber. Eyes on. Right-hander sets, pitches, a curve on the outside corner for a call, second strike. And Reese walks out of there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. If you're going in for first with popularity, don't take up the profession of umpiring. Anytime you call a player that's anyways a tall on the borderline, so sure as you call it, you're going to have 50% of the fellas in these monkey suits out here unhappy. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Wind blowing out to right field. Reese is a left field hitter as a rule. Pee Wee gets out of there. Gets started waiting on Kramer. Veteran right-hander comes down. Stops. Delivers. Curve outside for ball 2. 2-2. For tomorrow's ball game, Jack Collins, business manager of the Dodgers, has advised there'll be 14,000 seats of all kinds on sale when the park is open tomorrow. Don Newcomb is to be the starting pitcher for the Brooklyn Dodgers. Big giant right-hander. While for Durocher, it might be Marty Kennedy, or it might be Sheldon Jones. Leo said there's a possibility it might even be Hartung, one of the 3, probably one of the first 2. 2-2 pitch to Reese. Swung on. There's a ground ball down to short. Bankhead's going over third. Dark throws to third base, and Bankhead is out. Dark to Henry Thompson, and Reese holds it first. So that was a nice play. Shortstop Dark over to Thompson. Bankhead figured he could get over there. He runs pretty fast. But as a general rule, when you're in a spot like that, you don't try and go over if that ball's hit ahead of you with less than 2 out. In other words, you stay up there. If there's any question about it, you stay at second base. Make the play go to first. So what has happened is the Dodgers have accumulated 1 out, and their potential tying run is moved from second all the way back to first base. Reese is on at first, scored as a fielder's choice. Bankhead is out at third. There was no force on that play at all. He wasn't forced to go over. The shortstop to the third baseman. And Augie Donatelli, the umpire, was right on top of that play at third, too. He had it. George Shuba, who hit quite a fly ball, but Thompson, who can cover a lot of ground, made quite a catch of it in the first inning. Shuba has 1 hit for 9 at-bats. Of course, if he doesn't pick up, that means that Gene Hermansky would be out there in left field. Rob takes a new ball, rubbing it up. Outfield very much toward right. infield has also swung drastically around toward first base. They play Shuba as Tricky, right field hitter. Reese at first. One retired. Giants 2. Dodgers 1. Tying run at first. Right-hander Kramer pitches, and Shuba takes an outside one. About a 3/4 speed pitch to ball 1. 1-0. Shuba in a crouch. 1-0 pitch. Curve low inside. Ball 2. See that Eddie Brannick, the veteran and venerable, a very capable road secretary of the New York Giants, has moved over and is sitting with Commissioner Chandler now. Harold Parrott, the young road secretary of the Dodgers, is sitting on the other side of the commissioner, so the commissioner sort of learned all the facts, I guess, about how the fellows go around this league. I think he knew them already. Let's see, Shuba up there 2-0. Takes a curve low inside for ball 3. So Kramer says, give me another ball. Over in the Giant dugout, that is the club box at the third base end of the Giant dugout. Horace Stoneham, the president of the Giants, and his assistant, Gary Schumacher, who's one of the great baseball writers on the New York Journal American before he went with Stoneham. And Stoneham's friend and fellow who calls up #1 Giant Rooter, it might be Toot Shore. They're sitting over there. There's a 3-0 pitch at ball 4. So Shuba walks. And Kramer has the tying run behind him at second base again. Walks Shuba right here. That pushes Reese over to second. Second walk given up by Kramer. And the Giants are a little bit starred now. Catcher Weston goes out to the mound. Third baseman Henry Thompson comes over to the mound. There has been no activity down in the Giant bullpen where Herman Franks is holding for. And right now, there's a little merriment going on. A balloon flew out of the left field stands. And Ray Mueller, one of the Giant catchers, went out there in left field and had a little trouble trying to catch up with it. Every time he'd lean over for it, some little perverse breeze would blow it away. But he got it. I say, everything happens in Brooklyn. You just wait around. It'll happen yet. Well, here's Jim Russell. Rather stung, I think, by 2 different plays out there in center field. One, that ball he didn't come up with in the first inning, and let Stanky go from first to second on the fly ball they caught just now. Russell takes the fastball over for a called strike. Russell walked in the first inning. I threw around toward right. Wind is blowing toward right, and as if Russell would pull one while the wind would be with him. Kramer, of course, trying to keep it from pulling. Infield is up a step or so. Reese at second, Shuba at first. They both can run. Kramer deals fastball high outside. All 1. You put the fellow away from him, you take away to a degree his ability to pull. Try and make him hit to the other field. Giants leading 2-1. Third and final game of this series tomorrow afternoon, 2 o'clock, here at Ebbets Field. Russell gets out of there. Really read a letter home between every one of Kramer's pitches. Now here's Stanky coming in from second base to the mound. He's got a visit with Kramer. Boy, with me, I haven't got any place to go till fall. 15. There's the stand. Now the stocky little second baseman goes jogging back. His father-in-law is the Brooklyn third base coach, making stop. 21 pitch. Curve swung on, hit right down to Stanky. Who's up with it over to second to Dark. 1 out, 2 on to first base. Double play. That's all. Russell is not having the day-to-day he did yesterday. So that closes up matters in the last half of the third inning. The double play is Stanky to Dark and over to Hoffman at first base. No runs, 1 hit. So Bankhead didn't help himself when he ran over to third base when Reese hit that half-speed ground ball to short. Well, folks, Post Cereals, very happy to bring you the ball games. Very quickly, let me run over the Post scoreboard. At the end of an inning and a half of the Cardinal-Cub game, it is 3-1 in favor of the Cardinals. At the end of 5 innings, the Phillies and the Braves, it is 1-0 in favor of the Phillies. At the end of 5.5 innings of the Pittsburgh-Cincinnati game, it is 9-1 in favor of the Pirates, with Beard, Westlake, Fernandez, and Kiner hitting home runs. That gives Westlake 3 for the year and Kiner 2. In the American League, at the end of 3 innings, Washington is leading the Yankees 4-1, and they got Porterfield out of there in favor of Sanford. At the end of 4 innings, the Red Sox lead the Athletics 4-0 behind Stahl. Chicago and Detroit have begun. White for Chicago and Hooterman for Detroit. And it is no score at the end of half an inning. Nothing yet on Cleveland at St. Louis because of the divergence in time. We told you a few moments ago that Connie Desson was coming on to do the middle of the ball game for you. I don't know of a finer broadcaster and, more important, a finer man. I've often said, and I'll repeat it again, as long as we've got coast-to-coast listening today, anytime Desmond quits, I'm going to go right out with him. So here is Mr. C.J., better known to the trade as Connie Desmond. And friends, he'll con you.
Thank you, Red. Bobby Thompson leading off. Al Dark will follow, and then will come Jack Harshman, the big first baseman. So Dan Bankhead, making his first major league start, has got himself a honey going here. New York out in front, 2-1. Bankhead swings into his windup, comes down with his first pitch, a curveball in there for a strike. Thompson 4 for 9. He was off to a very slow start in the first 2 games. The Giants played over at the Polo Grounds with Boston. But he's found the range, getting at 444. He figures to be one of the big guns in the Giants' attack this year. He comes up almost on the tips of his toes. He levels that stick. Bankhead spins down, in through there with a curve. Strike 2 called. 2-1 the way it stands in favor of New York. Outfield is set up just about straight away here on Bobby, and they're deep. Alvin Dark waiting on deck. Bankhead serves the strike 2 pitch, curve outside. Of course, he can afford to throw a couple of waste balls now as he jumped ahead with 2 quick strikes. Post Cereals, very happy to be sending it all your way. Russell has gone over a few steps into left center field. Now the 1-2 pitch to Thompson. He lays off on a high fastball. The Dodger bat boy is walking down towards the bullpen with some information from Barney Shotton. Should there be any fireworks, wants a couple of fellas to be up and ready. Now Bankhead throws 2-2 again, swung on and chopped down along the third baseline. Morgan up with it. Bobby's throw to Hodges in time. 0-5 to 3 of your scoring. 1 away in the top half of the 4th inning. Giants beating the Dodgers 2-1. Stanky opened the ball game with a walk. Lockman singled him on to second base. Thompson got him in with a crack in the left center field, sending Lockman around to third base. And then when Mueller hit into a double play, Lockman scored from third base. That's how the Giants got their 2. With 1 out in the second inning, Hodges unloaded a big 4-base blow deep back in the left center field stands. It was quite a wallop. First pitch to Dark is high for ball 1. Bankhead, after that wobbly start, has settled down. Not given a hit since Thompson, who was the third man up in the first inning, hit a run in. Bankhead throws again, overhand fastball, whizzed right through there for a called strike. He has a very deceptive, almost swivel hip motion out there on the mound. And he's got a little fancy flutter kick along with it. Dan spins, come down the curve, outside. Dark ran up as if to bunt. Pitch was way wide. Ball 2, strike 1. Dark hitting at .385, 5 for 13. He and Stanky came to the Giants, you know, in one of the biggest, if not the biggest, winter trade. Sending Sam Webb, Sid Gordon, Willard Marshall, and Buddy Kerr up to the hub. Bankhead throws outside, 3-1. The way it stands now, One down here, top half of the fourth inning. Durocher walking up and down, scratching away with his spikes there. At third base, Freddie Fitzsimmons coaching at first. Bankhead behind now. Ball 3, strike 1. Pitch way outside. Ball 4, and Dark is on. Walk number 4 given up by Dan. Jack Harshman, who struck out his last time up. Big, tall, gangly first baseman, left-hand hitter. Having a little trouble getting that bat on the baseball, hitting at 167. Hit up 12 times and got a couple of base hits. One of them was a home run at the Polo Grounds against the Braves. Came with a couple on, too. Giants, you know, have yet to win their first ball game of the 1950 season. Dark at first base. Bankhead's pitch comes down. Harshman steps away from a curveball that broke tight up against him. Ball 1. This, you know, is the ballpark that haunts the Giants. Oh, some of the rough ones they've lost over here. Bankhead throws again. Fastball swung on and lifted high out towards right field. Furillo goes back as the wind carries it a bit. Now he waits at the base of the wall, makes the grab, and back to first base comes Dark. That breeze that is blowing out not too strongly towards right field. Got a hold of that. Furillo was standing in front of the scoreboard about 5 or 6 steps, and then had to quickly go back about 5, right up at the base of that concrete right field fence to haul it in. 2 out. Brings up the big burly catcher of New York, Wes Westrom. And if West knew someplace where they sold base hits, he'd be a pretty good customer right now. He's 0 for 7. Down she comes. Curve swung on and hit by third base. Rolling down into the bullpen of New York. Into third base comes Dark, and Durocher holds him up on a double by Westrom. The only bright spot for Bankhead right now is the fact that he is going to pitch to Kramer, the pitcher. 2 men in scoring position. Westrom at second, Alvin Dark at third base. Kramer coming up, swinging a couple of sticks. He used to be a good hitting pitcher. This is the same Jack Kramer as with the St. Louis Browns and the Boston Red Sox. He had a great year in 48, won 18 and lost 5. Then in 44, he helped pitch the St. Louis Browns to their first pennant in the World Series, and he won a World Series game, too. Dodger infield laying back, of course. 2 away, they're going for the big out here. New York out in front, 2-1. Bankhead into his full swinging windup. Pumps, comes down to curveball that is low under the knees. Ball 1. First base open. Eddie Stanky's out on deck with a windbreaker on. It's rather chilly in the shadows here at Ebbets Field. Ralph Frank is up throwing down on the bullpen for Brooklyn. Bankhead lines, comes in again with a curveball over for a strike. And it's 1-1. Bright, sunshiny day here in Brooklyn, USA. A few angels up above. Dark jumping down off third base, and a balk is called. A balk is called as Dark jumping down off third had Bankhead stopped his motion out of the mound. And a balk is called. In comes Dark on the third base, goes Westrom, and out to talk to Scotty Robb goes a whole mess of Dodgers. Clyde Zuckforth is up appealing the Dodger case. The jury wasn't out long on that one, I'll tell you that. Dark came jumping down off third base. Bankhead, who had started his motion, stopped. The balk was called. In from third base to score comes Dark. And Westrom moved up a notch. So the score is now 3-1 in favor of New York. The thing that makes it aggravating for the Dodgers, not only the balk, but they're in a pretty good spot to get out of the inning with Kramer, the pitcher, up there. Bankhead winds. Down comes another one. Swung on, and there's a fly ball hit deep back in the left field. Shuba goes way, 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 way back. But the ball is up in there for a home run. And Kramer hits one in the left field seats. That gets 2 more runs over. Well, how about that, huh? Jack Kramer got a hold of a fastball and lofted it back into the left field seats. It just did get in. Landed in the first row. Kramer receives congratulations all the way around. 5-1 in favor of New York. Eddie Stanky, who's walked both times, stepping in now. 2 out. 3 runs over here in the top half of the 4th inning. One scoring on a balk, the other on Jack Kramer's home run. Bankhead now ready to serve his first pitch here to Stanky. Comes down with it swung on and foul back up over our heads behind home plate. Strike 1. Well, the Dodgers thought they were in a good spot with a pitcher coming up, but things didn't work out that way. Mr. Kramer was a boy who was in a good spot. Big DC-6 flying over into LaGuardia. Bankhead pitches again a little, Eddie. High inside, ball 1. Ball 1, strike 1. 2 out. Mr. Kramer made sure there wasn't anybody on after he swatted that one. Boy, that's the insult supreme. The pitcher hits a home run off you. Curve drops in there for call strike 2. Ball 1, strike 2. 5-1. Favor the Giants. Now, Durocher's got a little smile on his face now. He hasn't had much to smile about this year. Bankhead's next one, a curve that is low. Ball 2. 3 runs in here in the top half of the 4th inning. 5-1, New York. Post cereals. Happy to be sending it all your way. Say, by the way, have you tried Sugar Crisp yet? Oh, boy, if you haven't, right after the ball game, you better get to your grocery store and stock up. They're the new cereal sensation, added to the great family of Post cereals. Now the 2-2 pitch, and it's over. Call strike 3. Stanky is out. 3 runs on 2 hits. Nobody left. Well, here it is, fans, hot off the press. The new 1950 Dodger Yearbook, complete with page after page of up-to-the-minute information of your favorite ball club. The Dodgers come alive for you in this book, in stories and in pictures. They are colorful write-ups of all the players, 48 pages of vital statistics, and Post Cereals is arranged to put it in your hands right now when the season's just getting underway. Now, here's all you do. Take the top of any regular-sized Post Cereal package or the front panel of a Sugar Crisp bag and send it with a quarter to Dodger Yearbook, Box 79, Brooklyn 1, New York. That's easy, isn't it? And this is the same book that sells for 50 cents at Ebbets Field. So get in on a grand bargain offer. Send 25 cents and a box top from any regular-sized Post Cereal package or the front panel of a Sugar Crisp bag to Dodger Yearbook, Box 79, Brooklyn 1, New York. And make sure your name and address is included, won't you? And you'll get your copy of this great Dodger Yearbook, Toronto. Back at Ebbets Field now, ready to go in the last half of the 4th inning. New York leading 5-1. Post Cereal sending it all your way. So the Brooks has some work to do. Robinson will lead it off. Jack has been up once and grounded to second base. Furillo will follow, and then will come Big Hodges. It's been the one-man assault for Brooklyn today. Big home run. Robinson lays off a pitch that wrinkles outside. Ball 1. Bobby Thompson out in center field is shaded over towards right center on Robinson. Lockman is straight away out and left, and Don Mueller, the right fielder, is playing over in front of the scoreboard. Sort of fanned out. Kramer throws again low outside. Ball 2. New York 5, Brooklyn 1. We have two very slow pitchers working. Ball game in the last half of the 4th inning, and it's an hour and a half old. Kramer kicks him down. Another one on the outside edge for a call strike. 2-1. Branca continues to throw down in the bullpen. The Dodgers get down deep enough, they may hit for Bankhead, or maybe this will be all for Dan. We'll have to wait and see. That's Shotton's job, not mine. Now the 2-1 pitch, swung on and bounced slowly down towards short. Third baseman Thompson is over, up with it and goes to first for the out. I don't think Dark could have made the play. Henry Thompson hustled over, cutting in front of the short fielder, scooped it up, and threw him out. 5-3 of your scoring. One away now as Carl Furillo steps in. Shortstop Dark threw him out. Carl led off the second inning. Furillo waiting. First pitch, a let-up one, swung on and hit down into the hole between second and third. There's a long throw by Dark. In time, a bang-banger over at first base. Furillo is out on a fine play by Blackie Dark. Al had to go into the hole, and that's the toughest play for a shortstop to make. Over to the right, scoop up the ball deep, then turn and make the throw accurately and in time. And Furillo, one of the fastest men on the squad. So you can see that Mr. Dark not only had a tough play, but he made it. 2 down. Gil Hodges splashed a big home run with one away in the second inning. His second of the year. But the Dodgers' lone tally is up. Gil batting at .727. Pitch outside. Ball 1. Two down here. Last of the 4th inning. 5-1 New York. Kramer sends another one through there for a call strike. Ball 1, strike 1. The picket line of the Giants are deep and around into left. Inner defense, playing back deep. Got a fellow up there, Gil Hodges, can really overpower that baseball. Now the 1-1 pitch, overhand fastball, down in the corner, the strike 2 call. Kramer's pitching today, it's hard to believe that the Red Sox, who need pitching very badly, would cut him loose. He's got it today so far. So you got to get him in the clubhouse. Oh, they're yours. Hodges swings and misses on a let-up curve. Boy, that really had him hands up. So down he goes, a waving. First strikeout, by the way, for Big Kramer. And the Dodgers go out, trailing 5-1. Manager Shotton, who plays things pretty close to the vest, decided that Bankhead had enough. Had 2 bad innings, the first and the 4th. You can't have many. While he was in there, he walked 4, struck out 3, gave up 5 runs and but 4 hits. Ralph Branca firing him down out there. Big Ralph was in 34 ball games last year, won 13 and lost 5. Lives in nearby Mount Vernon, New York. He's a big guy, 6'3", 220 pounds. And down in the Dodger bullpen, Jack Banta, a right-hander, is up and throwing. So let's see what the Giants will do here in the top half of the 5th inning. Lockman, Thompson, and Mueller will be coming up in that order. 5-1 New York. Post Cereals, very happy to be your host this afternoon. Pitch swung on is a high pop fly ball that Reese is calling for down near third and takes it to the out. The Lockman is retired by Blanca, who comes out here in the fifth inning on one pitch. Bobby Morgan, the third baseman, could have made the play too, but Reese, the shortstop, was angling over and had a better shot at it. So the Dodger captain went in for the catch. One away, top of the fifth. And Henry Thompson, with a perfect afternoon, a single and a walk is up. Hitting at .444. 4 for 9. Left-hand hitter steps away from the fastball inside. Blanca was troubled with a bad arm down at Vero Beach, the Dodgers' spring training quarters. And he had to have abscess tooth taken care of. And then the arm trouble disappeared, so Ralph is ready to go. And Schotten has dropped him in here in a relief role. Ralph goes again and gets it in for a call strike. Now the 1-1 pitch, a let-up curve, too high. Ball 2. One out. Top half of the fifth inning. Giants 5, the Dodgers 1. Blanca turns him down another pitch, and this one is Nixon. I'll make that officially ball 4. Awful close. Official score says no, ball 4. No hit batsman. So if you're scoring, put a W down next to Thompson's name. Up there now is Don Mueller, the right fielder. Dodgers infield in double play depth. Thompson goes down to second. The pitch swung on and rolled out to Robinson. Jack Stroh is to first base, and Henry now is down at the pickup post. That was a hit and run play, and all Jack could do was make his play to first base because Thompson was off as Blanca came down with his pitch. Mueller also hit it rather slowly out towards second base. There was no chance for a double play. Bobby Thompson, who took call strike 3 in the first inning and grounded out to Morgan his last time up at third. 2 out, top half of inning 5. Score 5-1. Favor of New York. First pitch to Thompson, swung on and dribbled slowly down along the third baseline. Morgan's got to come fast, picks it up, throws the first, not in time. A squibber down along the third baseline. Blanca came off the mound. He could not feel the ball as it trickled by him. Morgan had to come all the way. Made a bare hand pickup and another hand throw over to Hodges, but not in time. And Thompson, who can fly, they nicknamed him the Flying Scot, you know, outlegged it for a base knock. On to third base comes Henry Thompson. So Blanca's in trouble right now with a good hitter coming up, Blackie Dark. Al struck out his first time and walked the last. Banta continues to throw down there to Sam Naren's big mitt in the Dodger bullpen along the right field line. Dark, right-hand hitter, runners on at first and third, 2 out here. Dark plays off a high fastball, ball 1. Dark hitting at .385. Outfield shifted into left, although Dark sprays a lot of base hits into right field. Blanca holds his stretch, checks both runners, pitches, swung on and hit out to short, races up with it, throws to Robinson. They get a forced play on Thompson. No runs, 1 hit, 2 men left on. Well, friends, you may ask, is there any difference in cornflakes? Oh, man, there's a world of difference. Yes, fans, you taste Post Toasties and see if it isn't better than any other cornflakes you've ever eaten. And it's Post Toasting that makes the difference. You'll say Post Toasties are the freshest, the crispiest, most delicious cornflakes you ever put on the breakfast table. So the next time you're at your grocer's, don't ask for cornflakes. Ask for Post Toasties, the better cornflakes. They're eating proof that it's Post for flavor, Post for freshness, and Post for the most of everything good in cereals. Do you remember that, won't you, Mother? Post Toasties. You can probably hear a little stirring around Ebbets Field. They just posted 5 big runs. for the New York Yankees in the last half of the 5th inning. And they now move out in front of Washington by the score of 6-5. Well, those Yankees have really been knocking in runs, haven't they? Maybe we can duck in some more scores for you. The Red Sox in Philadelphia at the end of 5 innings are tied up 4-4. Stobbs against Kellner in that ball game. Chicago and Detroit have just started. Bill White for the White Sox. Art Hudeman for Detroit. Chicago failed to score in their half of the 1st inning. Bobby Feller going for Cleveland against St. Louis's Stubby Overmyer. Pick up the National League as we go along here. Bobby Morgan leading off for the Dodgers, 5-1 in favor of New York. Kramer comes down his first pitch, let up curveball that is swung on and foul tipped back. Jack Mather continues to throw down in the bullpen. The National League for the Cardinals, it is Jerry Staley who won his first start. Cardinals have 3, Chicago 1. Boys Hill started, Vandermeer in the 1st, and Paul Minner, the former Dodger, in the 3rd inning. Philadelphia 1, Boston 0 at the end of 5 innings. Kurt Simmons for the Phillies, Warren Spahn for the Braves. Kramer takes too much time and Morgan backs out. Pittsburgh having a picnic at Forbes Field, leading Cincinnati 9-1. They're knocking home runs over that short left field fence, too, out in Mr. Greenberg's Gardens, as they call it. Morgan takes high. Beard hit a home run in the 2nd inning with 1 on, his first of the year. Wally Westlake hit his 3rd in the 3rd inning with nobody on. Danny Fernandez hit 1 in the 4th with nobody on, his first. And Ralph Kiner hit 1 in the 4th with a man on, his 2nd. Kramer triple pumping out there, kicks up, comes down, the pitch swung on, and hit through out into center field for a base hit. Morgan lacing into that one for his 8th major league hit. Line single. Rocky Dark made a stab at it, but he couldn't get to the ball. And it brings up Campanella. And that base hit also arouses this crowd here at Ebbets Field. Well, there are a lot of kids here today, and they're sure letting you know they're here. Well, there's no better way that I know of for young people to spend the Saturday afternoon but at a ballpark someplace. Or playing the game themselves. Morgan on at first base. Jack Harshman comes in to cover the inside corner of the bag to keep him close. Kramer now to his stretch, pitches to Roy, and the ball gets away from Western. Morgan smashed to second and then holds up. Ball skidded in the dirt, and Western was able to partially block it to keep it from going behind. Cal Abrams is out on deck to hit for Branca. So it looks like Manta will be coming on to be the 3rd Dodger pitcher in this ball game. Big Jack now comes to his top position. Morgan down off first base. The pitch to Campanella, swung on, hit down to 3rd, and through Thompson's leg out in the left field. Morgan comes on down to second base, and an error is charged. Oh, that looks like the start of a double play. Henry Thompson, the Giant 3rd baseman, got in front of it, and the ball went right through his legs on into left field, and he's charged with a boot. So the Dodgers see a little light as Cal Abrams now comes up, and Durocher is going to the mound. First error of the ball game. Durocher is out of the mound with his catcher, Western. Eddie Stanky has come in from second base. And they're all surrounded by Mr. Kramer, who's big enough. The old gag about Jack is once you're on Kramer, it's twice around Long Island. Well, a little conference out of the mound breaks up. Durocher comes walking back to the Giant dugout, which is situated to the left of home plate here at Ebbets Field, on the 3rd base side. Dodgers along the first baseline. So Cal Abrams comes up to hit for Ralph Branca. And it'll mean that Vanna will be coming on. He's throwing alone down in the bullpen. Kramer to his stretch. Pitch into Abrams, a low curve, the ball 1. Campanella on at first base. Morgan is at second, thanks to the error by the 3rd baseman, Henry Thompson. That ball was hit sharply down to third and swiftly enough to start a very easy double play. The Dodgers will take runners any way they can get them against this Kramer. Ball on the count. Abrams, big, strong, left-hand hitter, lives right here in Flatbush. Now Kramer's pitch. Fastball outside. Ball 2. 2-0 the count. New York leading the Dodgers 5-1, and the Brooks trying to battle their way back here. The air has opened the door for them, and let's see if Abrams here now can continue on. Reese is out on deck. Nobody out. Morgan down at second. Campanella at first base. Post Cereal's your host. Hey, Mother, did you put Sugar Crisp down on that grocery order of yours? Well, if you haven't, you better do it. Right now. Now the 2-0 pitch. Curveball on the inside corner for a strike. Ball 2, strike 1. Batter continues to throw. He wants to be ready when he comes in. Sheldon Jones, a right-hander, warming up for New York. Down along the left field line. Kramer to his stretch, stops, pitches 2-1, and Abrams swings and misses. Strike 2. What a ripple. To unwind him. Ball 2, strike 2. Billy Cox is here with a ball club, but not in uniform. That bad back of his still kicking up on him. 2-2 count. Kramer trying to get pinch hitter Cal Abrams. Cal sets that stick. Kramer serves to him. Over. Oh, strike 3. He got it, a beacon. There's nothing more embarrassing for a pinch hitter to go up there and take call strike 3. Well, Durocher's out at the mound once again. Pee Wee Reese coming up, swinging a couple of sticks. Well, the last board of directors meeting for New York worked out all right for them. They went out there, talked it over, and struck out Abrams. Well, Durocher decided, well, if it's good once, I might as well try it again. Kramer, of course, just coming into this league, is not too well acquainted with these hitters. Durocher has been around a long time. This tells him the series of pitches he wants. Bob Morgan down at second base. Roy Campanella at first with 1 out here. Last of the 5th inning. And the Giants leading the Dodgers 5-1. Kramer now goes to work on Reese. Right-hand hitter. First pitch off the corner. Ball 1. Pee Wee's having a tough time starting. He has 3 base hits out of 16 at-bats for a very low percentage of .188. And when you get about $35,000 a year, you just don't hit .188. Kramer taking his time. He's in a spot here and wants to wiggle out of it. Bat is just about ready. Throwing a couple of leisurely pitches. Both runners lead away now. The pitch, Reese takes a curve outside. That was awful close. Reese didn't know whether to go at it or not. Checked his swing, and it flipped outside. Slider. Ball 2. Sheldon Available Jones, as he is known to the trade. Right-hander tuning up for New York. Now the ball 2, offering low outside. Ball 3. The Pirates upended Cincinnati this afternoon 9-2. That's the final score. Bob Chesney's winning his first game of the year. He lost 1, the opening day assignment against St. Louis. Pittsburgh 9 runs, 12 hits and an error. Cincinnati 2 runs, 8 hits and no errors. Pirates great home runs all over the place. Kramer holds, comes down the pitch on the corner for a strike. 3-1 now on Reese, and Pee Wee takes a long look down to Milton Stock, coaching at third base, to see what they want him to do about this one. Big pitch for Kramer. Here it is. Low outside, ball 4, and they load it up. Kramer walks Reese. And that pushes Morgan around to the far turn. Campanella goes to the middle stop. And Reese is at first base with one down here in the last half of the 5th inning. George Shuba, he's been kind of battle his way on this ball club, could endear himself to the hearts of many a Flatbush follower by nudging one right now. They're stacked up for him. Kramer doesn't have a place to put anybody else. Now his first pitch to Shuba, a curveball drops on the inside corner for a strike. Boy, listen to those umpires in the stands. There'll be 3 men are going to get paid for doing their job today of calling balls and strikes and outs or safe. Messrs. Robb, Barlick, and Donatello. Strike 1 on Shuba, left-hand hitter. There's a pitch. There again, strike 2 call. Shuba is 1 for 9, hitting at 111. One look ahead, Jimmy Russell, the switch hitter, is out on deck. Here's the pitch. Curves home out, and a little weak foul ball hit off first base. Harshman under it and takes it for the out. So 2 out. Shuba uppercutting the curveball, fouled it up and into the mitt of Jack Harshman, the Giant first baseman. Jimmy Russell, who had a big day yesterday, having a little trouble today, hit into a double play and walked. Also had a little action in the outfield. A fly ball that he misjudged dropped in front of him for a base hit off Lockman's bat in the first inning. And then Stanky, who is not a speed merchant, picked up and moved from first to second on a fly ball that was hit to not too deep center field. Well, all of that would be forgotten. Mr. Russell can unload here. 2 out. New York 5, Brooklyn 1. Bantanal is finished up in the bullpen and is walking in towards the Dodger bench. Kramer into his windup, kicks him down, the pitch outside, ball 1. Russell 2 for 5 in this young season. Figures out the percentage of 400. Switch hitter batting left-handed against Kramer's right-hand stuff. Outfield swung way around to the right. Infield laying back. Right side very deep. Harshman and Stanky. Ball 1. Kramer ready to deal off another one. Here's a pitch. High outside fastball. Ball 2. Reese at first base. Campanella at second. And Bobby Morgan at third with 2 down. That's the picture here. A nice Saturday afternoon crowd looking on. And Post Cereals sending it all your way. Friends, have you tried Sugar Crisp yet? Boy, if you haven't, you're missing a sensational breakfast treat. Talk of the country. Sugar Crisp. Another great Post cereal. Kramer goes outside, ball 3. 3-0 count on Jimmy Russell. Jackie Robinson on deck. Dodgers will take them any way they can get them. This, you know, the most heated rivalry in baseball. Giants and Brooklyn. Now the 3-0 pitch, and it is on the corner for a strike. Kramer hanging on the edge out there. He's got a 4-run lead. 5-1 New York. Russell, after picking off his sign from Milton Stark, coaching down at third base, steps back in again. Kramer now goes into his pumping motion. Count 3-1. Here's the pitch. Quick 2 call. Curveball dropped in there. So after 3 bad pitches, Kramer has got 2 good ones in there. One a fastball and the other a curve. They run the count all the way down, and now the merry-go-round will start. Full count. 2 out, bases loaded. The to be off and running at Ebbets Field. Morgan at third, Campanella at second, Reese at first. 2 outs. Everybody goes. Kramer into his full windup. Here comes a pitch, and it is low for ball 4. Oh, it is Rushton. Man. They ripped off his mask. Kramer comes running down off the mound, and Mr. Robb right now is getting a verbal going over. Scotty flips his mask off and walks away. Western, however, follows right along with him. So Russell walks on a 3-2 pitch to force in Morgan. Campanella comes on to third base. Reese goes to second, Russell to first, and it is now a 5-2 ball game. Durocher goes to the mound. It's kicking away at the dirt out there, and things are hot. A 5-2 ball game the way it stands right now. Jimmy Russell just walking with a sack soaked. Forced in Morgan. And you must credit Russell with a run batted in, by the way, if you're keeping score. And brings up Jackie Robinson, the National League defending batting king. Well, a big blow to get the Dodgers right back in this one. 5-2, New York. Kramer waddling around in trouble out there. Big Jack kicks him down a pitch way outside, ball 1. Sheldon Jones still warming up for New York. Banta, who will go on to pitch the top of the 6th inning, is already ready. Sitting on the Dodger bench right now. Robinson up. 0 for 2 today. Go outside curveball, ball 2. Jack grounded to second base and to third in his 2 previous trips. Sitting at 462, 6 for 13. Now let's spot the bump out his 7th hit. Swung on, and there's a looper that is going out into center field for a base hit. Campanella home to score. Reese is in to score, and into third base standing goes Russell. Center field. Stanky went out. He couldn't get to it. It's dropped in, and then there's a ball hit on the turf of the outfield grass. It had so much spin on it that it almost went at right angles towards right center field. Like you take a good 9-iron and knock it up on the green, he goes up and growls. You mean you hope it does. So the Dodgers right back in it. They've got 3 runs in the bank here in the last half of the 5th. Tying run is on at third base and brings up Carl Furillo. 5-4, New York. Aren't you glad you came along? Jack Banta has now gotten up and gone back down to the bullpen. He's been hot and cold. Carl Furillo up. Both times he's grounded to short. 0 for 2. Robinson down off first. Here's a pitch. Swung on and missed. Carl tried to check his swing, but went around. Strike 1. Jimmy Russell with a tying tally is at third base. We have another final score. Bob Elliott came up with a home run in the last half of the 8th inning to beat the Phillies 3-2. And Warren Spahn gets his 2nd win of the year. So Elliott is a big man on the hub tonight. He can bust him. The Dodgers know. Furillo swings and laces this one quickly in the right field. The base knock. Robinson makes his turn at second. Here comes a throw to third, but Jack is in standing. Carl Furillo gets the Dodgers even at 5 runs with a line single into right. I think that also is going to get Mr. Jack Kramer out of there. Durocher is slowly walking to the mound. Leo with his head bowed, his hands on his hips. walks to the mound. He hasn't pointed out to the bullpen yet. He wants to give Jones a chance to throw about 3 more warm-up pitches. And now there's the motion to the left field bullpen. Mr. Sheldon Jones, who are available for duty. Jones out. Now he's officially in the ball game. Durocher goes back to the dugout. The Giants, have not won a ball game this year. They've dropped 3. 1 to the Dodgers and 2 to the Braves in their opening series at the Polo Grounds. And with Kramer pitching along behind a 5-1 lead, things were rather pleasant in the Giant dugout. And then Jones is tuning up out there in the hill. I'll tell you a little bit about him. Jones in 42 ball games last year with New York, won 15 and lost 12. He had an earner on average of 3.35. He was born out in Tecumseh, Nebraska. Now makes his home at York, Nebraska. 6-footer, about 180 pounds, right-hander. This is his first relief job of the year. Started a ball game and lost it. So he has a record of no wins and 1 setback. Well, he's all tuned up. Says he's ready. We'll see. Gil Hodges, who had a home run his first time up with 1 out in the second inning and struck out the last time, is the man he'll be serving him up to. And Jack Batty, who has pitched half a ball game already in the bullpen, is going at it again. All these days in Brooklyn. Both Serials happy to be sending you this scorcher. 5-5 tie in the last half of the 5th inning. Ball game 2 hours and 15 minutes old. Outfield deep and around to the left as Big Hodges comes up. Robinson down off third base. Furillo off at first. Now the pitch, swung on and fouled back. The Dodgers have their 2 running champions out there. It's a good spot for a double stealer. They want to work it that way. But they got a good hitter up there, too. Well, if you're a manager, what would you do? 2 out. If I was a manager, I'd look for my paycheck every month and be happy. Jones comes to his top position. Here's a pitch. Curve outside. Ball 1. Robinson jockeying up and down off third base. It always gets the fans going. Speaking of managers and the tough job of it is, there are 6 new managers in the International League this year. 6 of them. Hodges, big, strong Hoosier. Robinson jumping off third. The pitch way outside. Gets away from Weston. No advance, however. Ball 2, strike 1. Last half of the 5th inning. The Dodgers with 4 runs have tied the ball game. 5-5. Robinson still taking that long, jumping lead down off third base. Henry Thompson, the third baseman of New York, is playing back rather deep. Jones standing on the mound, now goes to his stretch position. Robinson jockeying around to throw to first base, and Furillo is the one that has to get back. Kyle was rather half fascinated by Robinson's jumping off third base, and Jones wheeled around and dealt one over to Harshman, and Kyle had to go back hands first. Now Kyle leads away again. Robinson down off third base. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. Ooh, Hodges took a cut at that one like he was going to knock it over to Eastern Parkway. Ball 2, strike 2. Those of you around the country, Eastern Parkway is about 4 blocks from here. Jones ready. Here's the 2-2er. Inside, ball 3. So with 2 out, Furillo will be going. Robinson, of course, at third base will have to play it safe. Henry Thompson, the third baseman, now comes over to talk to Sheldon Jones. The official paid attendance today, 19,067. Harold Parrott, the traveling secretary of the Dodgers, gracefully bringing it up here. Now Robinson with that big, long, tantalizing lead down off third base. Oh, ready to go. Here's the pitch. Furillo goes. It's called strike two. Well, the Dodgers get even with 4 big tallies on 1, 2, 3 base hits. 1 giant error, a costly one that opened the door, and the Dodgers sneaked in for 4. And there were 2 walks. They were costly, too. One of them forced in a run. Kept the inning alive, set it up for Robinson's single to get 2 in, and Furillo singled into right field to score Russell with a tying run. And that is that. Top half of the 6th inning. Jack Banta now pitching for the Dodgers. Well, Banta didn't need to throw many warm-up pitches. All he's hoping is that he didn't lose his ball game right down in the bullpen. It's been done before. It's like the old gag they used to tell on Bill Terry in the last game of the World Series when he had Carl Hubble down in the bullpen and never used him. They lost the ball game. The question was, what were they saving Hubble for? Certainly not the senior prom. The first pitch now to the big first baseman, Jack Harshman, is outside, ball 1. Banta, you know, who was the hero on the last day at Philadelphia last year, coming out in relief after Big Newcomb had blown a 5-run lead. Banta went on to pitch the Dodgers to a 9-7 win and the pennant. Gets his curveball over the outside corner for a strike. Banta had a little teeth trouble, too, this year. Had to have a couple impacted wisdom teeth pulled, and I think he's got one more to come. Curve high outside, ball 2. And he had the aches and the pains. Didn't do much work down at Dodger Town at Vero Beach. Slowly had to work himself into shape, and he's all right now. Kicks come down, the pitch swung on and fouled away over near the Dodger bat rack. Post Serial, your host today, friends. Harshman, Westrom, and Jones will be coming up in that order. Nobody's throwing down in the New York bullpen. That'll be the order. Outfield shifted around and to right. Curveball that ticks Harshman's bat and then skips behind. 2-2. All 2, strike 2. Giants and the Dodgers go at it in game 3 tomorrow. We'll be here. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Chased a fastball that was hopping. No, the second time Harshman has struck out. Durocher has been alternating Harshman and LaFeta at first base during spring training at Phoenix, and on their swing through the country and back to the Polo Ground. And with Harshman a waving like that, Mr. LaFeta may get a chance. Western, the catcher, up. Looks at a curveball over for a strike. Banta has a very deceptive sidearm wheeling delivery. He really crossbar you. Curveball, sharply breaking outside, ball 1. Clarence Podbelan, who won his first start in the major leagues down at Philadelphia the other day, is throwing down in the bullpen now. Curve swung on and fouled back up over our heads. Banta was in 48 ball games with Brooklyn last year, won 10 and lost 6. From Hutchinson, Kansas, 6'2 and a half, 171 pounds. Gets his fastball through there, but call strike 3. Really barreling that out. So Banta comes on. Maybe the long warm-up, the thing he needs. Struck out Harshman and Westrom, and now goes to work on the pitcher. 2 out, top half of the 6th inning. Got a 5-5 humdinger squirming here at Ebbets Field. Post Serial sending it all your way. That is curveball to the pitcher, Sheldon Jones, is blown away for ball 1. Campanella back on the plate, handling Big Jack. Fastball that's in there for a called strike. 1-1. That's a tough right field right now. Sun dropping down back to the stands. Furillo's got his sunglasses on, you can bet. Another curve is through there. Ball strike 2. Ball 1, strike 2. Chicago Cubs came up with 5 runs in the last half of the 5th inning against the Cardinals and lead 6-4. And that's all right for the Dodgers. Another curveball, low inside, ball 2. When a pitcher pitches to a pitcher, it's curve, curve, curve. And that's all that Jack has been showing up here to Sheldon Jones. Now the 2-2 pitch. Here it is. Swung on and foul right up and over our heads. We were ready to move. Johnny Durr didn't know which way to go here. It's straight up. See, our radio booth here at Ebbets Field is wide open. Now the 2-2 again. Swung on and grounded down the short. Reese up with it. The throw to first in time. And that is that. Manica down to put the Giants down. 1, 2, 3 in the top half of the 6th inning. New York 5 and the Dodgers 5. Friends, you may ask, have the Dodgers been improved over last year? Well, time alone can answer that one. The question number 2, have post serials been improved? And the answer to that one is a good, strong yes, in more ways than one. Now take that great new triple wrap package. That, my friends, is what brings post cereals to your breakfast table fresher than ever before. In fact, guaranteed fresh. There's a sealed inner wrap, and then there's the sealed carton itself and the sealed outer wrap. 3 separate wrappings that bring you your post cereals so fresh they taste just toasted. So you try any one of our nourishing, swell-tasting post cereals, and if you don't agree it's the freshest tasting cereal you ever enjoyed, well, Post will give you triple your money back. That's fair enough, isn't it? Now, remember then, when you get Post, you get the most of everything good in cereals. So let's see what goes here now in the last half of the 6th. The Dodgers batted around the last time with Morgan starting it off. Let's see what they can do here. Right-hand hitter. First pitch to Bobby is up high by Jones for ball 1. Jones into his windup. Kicks come down with another one, and down goes Morgan. Up around the peak of his cap. Bobby's really been the jack-in-the-box for the Dodgers. He was up and down at Philadelphia. And boy, was he moaning coming back on the bus to the hotel the other night when Big Hodges got up and slammed a home run on the left field seats. Morgan came up, the next man, and they low-bridged him. He said, what kind of a game is this? Hodges hits the home run, and I take the rap for it. Pitch is way outside for ball 3. Jones comes down again, and Morgan has to almost squat again. Ball 4. High upstairs. So Jones walks the leadoff man for the Dodgers in the last half of the 6th inning. Bobby Morgan. Roy Campanella comes up. Campanella steps in now. Jones ready to work. Morgan taking his lead down off first base. Now the pitch to Campanella, swung on and hit foul back into the seats. That went in there like a rocket. Campanella started to swing, checked his bat, but held it right there in the strike zone, and the ball came down, hit the stick, and then skidded back like a shot into the stands. Strike 1. New York 5, Brooklyn 5. That's the way this one stands here in the last half of the 6th. Nobody out, and Bobby Morgan on at first base. Here's a pitch. Campanella swings. Ooh, what a ripper. Strike 2. Monty Kennedy, who was originally scheduled to start today's ball game, is now up and throwing down on the bullpen. Both clubs coming with some of their top men. A 5-5 deadlock here. Throw to first base. Morgan back with a couple of quick steps. Jones holding a stretch. Pitches into Roy, and it's high inside, and Roy has to get down and away from it. Ball 1, strike 2. Campanella, right-hand swinger. Got that big power. 3 for 9. He's hit 1 home run. Now the pitch to Roy. He checks his swing on a curveball that dropped low outside. Ball 2, strike 2. All the St. Louis Cardinals answered back after Chicago got 5 runs in the last half of the 5th inning. They came up with 2 of their own in the top half of the 6th inning. Got themselves up there in a 6-6 deadlock. John infield in double play position. Harshman still holding the sack tightly against Bobby Morgan. Young rookie comes down with a short lead. Jones pitches into the plate. Over the call, strike 3. So he was serving up some dipsy-doos there to Campanella and caught him looking. Call strike 3. And here comes Jack Banta. Tall Kansan walking up towards home plate. He's a pretty good hitting pitcher. 1 out, Morgan waiting to be moved at first base. The same Bobby Morgan, who won the most valuable player award in the International League and also the batting crown. Been playing fine ball for the Dodgers all spring. Got off to a good start in the big leagues, too. Curveball down under the knees, the big, tall Banta. Jack, as we told you, a big string bean, 6'2 and a half, weighs about 170 pounds. Morgan with his lead again. Jones checks in. The pitch to the plate is high outside. Ball 2. Sheldon, who will see a lot of relief work and starting assignments this year, has lost 1 ball game. This is his first relief job. Thompson playing almost a straightaway center field. Don Mueller, the right fielder, is going over towards right center. Jones ready to deliver 2-0 to Banta. Does way outside. Ball 3. The Giants 5 and the Dodgers 5. 1 down in the last half of the 6th inning. Post cereal, bringing it all to you. And Mother, don't forget Sugar Crisp, the new cereal sensation. Another fine post cereal. Banta with the count his way 3-0 will be taking. Jones now steps off the mound, looking out towards the left field bullpen. Banta in turn just takes 1 step out of the batter's box. Now he's back in again, and Jones ready to work. Morgan with his lead once more. Here's a 3-0 pitch. Go outside. Ball 4. Banta, without looking at a strike, is on at first base, and that pushes Morgan up a notch to second. Westrom goes to the mound, and Reese walks up to the plate. Reese up there. Dodgers with 2 mates aboard. Pitch, a pass ball down inside. Ball 1. Morgan, who opened up with a walk. Strikeout by Campanella, sandwiched in with another walk to Banta, and the Dodgers have something cooking here. 1 out. 5-5 tie. Jones waiting around, a little control difficulties right now. Check second base, throws to Reese, and Pee Wee takes down inside again. Ball 2. Reese hitting at 188. Walked his last time up. Hit into a force play and fly to left field. And now Durocher has switched his bullpen and has Kirby Higbee and Andy Hansen up throwing, a couple of right-handers. Jones pitches the plate, swung on, a ground ball is hit through inside third base. There's Morgan around third base, coming on in to score, and Banta goes into third base, is held up on a double by Reese. O'Keefe unknots it. And Brooklyn leads now 6-5. A double inside third base. Lockman had a little difficulty picking that ball up as it rattled around down in the bullpen. Maddox is thundering into third base. Morgan scooted around to dent the dish. The Dodgers lead 6-5. And Jones getting his lumps. Timely double by Pee Wee. That for Reese is his first run batted in this year. George Shuba is going to get an intentional pass. Well, they're pitching wide to him. Ball 2. First base is open, so they'll load him up with 1 out. Take a chance on getting the double play and getting out of a big inning. Ball 3. And ball 4, go ahead. So Shuba throws the stick away and runs on down to first base. The Dodgers lead 6-5 in the last half of the 6th inning. Banta with his windbreaker on, standing on at third base. Reese is sent the run in and got Jack the third with his double is at second base. And Shuba, who has just intentionally passed at first and brings up switch-hitting Jimmy Russell. Jones pitched to him. Curve in there for a strike. One out. The Giant inner defense now, laying back, looking for that double play ball if they can get it. The Dodgers leading 6-5. One out, last to the sixth. Jones pitch, curveball, up tight against the letters. 0-1. 0-1, strike one. Boy, this has been a humdinger. Seesaw, up and down, hammer and tongs all afternoon. Jones throws a curve, swung on and dribbled down along the first baseline. Harshman up with it close to the plate, in time for the fourth play on Bankhead. Everybody else moves up one. Reese coming on to third, Shuba going into second with a slide, and on at first base is Jimmy Russell. Dribbler to Harshman. He made the right play. He came to the plate and got the force. And Robinson, who came up with a big base hit the last time up, gets a big hand as he goes moving in again with the bases loaded again. 6-5. Favor the Dodgers. 2 out here in the last of the sixth inning. Jack up, right-hand hitter. Jones pitched to him, and there's a bunt. Towards third base. Henry Thompson up with it close to second for the forced play on Jimmy Russell. But Thompson making a smart play. Charged that bunt off the bat of Robinson and threw to second base to Stanky in time. And they get Russell coming down from first base. The Dodgers move out in front. They get a run on a hit. They leave 3 men. And there were no Giant errors. So at the end of 6 complete, the Dodgers out in front by the score of 6-5. Now, once again, for post serials, here's the old redhead, Red Boggs.
Thank you, Connie. You've been sort of busy, haven't you?
Oh, quite a day, quite a day.
Well, for all you folks around the country, here we go into the 7th inning. Ed Stanky takes inside for ball 1. Maybe you don't know how the Dodgers and the Giants play. Now you're beginning to find out. This is a pretty good sample. They just play all day and half the night. Of course, under the league rules, they can turn the lights on, keep on going. Pitch over for a call strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Stanky first up in the 7th. Jack Banner, the third of Brooklyn's pitchers, and it's up to Banner to win or lose the game. Brooklyn ahead 6-5. Stanky swings, lines it over third, onto left field, in for a base hit. Shuba blocks the ball, then has to get away from him. Stanky, however, holds up at first, realizes he can't go to second, so it's just the hit. Stanky is single out into left field, and the tying run is thus put on immediately by the Giants. Stanky's on for the third time today. 2 walks and a base hit. 6-5 Brooklyn. Whitey Lockman stepping in and looks down to the third base coaching box where the MGR Durocher is. Gets the orders whether to bunt, what to do. Clarence Potbelan, young rookie right-hander, who won the second game of the season for the Dodgers, is in the bullpen. Lockman swings, a line drive. Hodges grabs his steps on first base for an immediate double play. Before you could detail it. There was a wicked line drive. First baseman Hodges grabbed it in his mitt, that big meat hand, stepped on the bag, foul, just like that. Happened so quickly, Durocher didn't even know he didn't have any base runner anymore. That's almost as quick as the way Post Sugar Crisp was selling. That's the brand new one. Boy, it has taken over. Okay. Here we go now with third baseman Henry Thompson, who made the key error back in Brooklyn's 4-run 5th inning. Left-hand hitter. Takes a curve low inside, ball 1. Second double play in the game for the Dodgers, and their 4th of the year. Hodges, unassisted on the line drive, first baseman. There's a high drive hit deep out toward right center field. It's going way back out there. It is over into Bedford Avenue for a big home run. And it's a brand new ball game, and Henry Thompson knocks it, and to his home will be sent a case of Sugar Crisp. Oh, he hit it high over that 40-foot screen in right center field. So it's all even at 7-7. Just give Thompson a run for a perfect day. He'd had a single and 2 walks, and now he has his home run. And this gives Henry 5 hits out of 10 at-bats. It's his 4th run batted in and 3rd home run of the season. He's leading the Giants in the extra bases. Don Mueller up. Batter's pitch is a curve over for a call strike. Brand new ball game. big home run by Henry Thompson. He got it. As a ball hit down the right field corner, Furillo goes over, jumps and makes a one-handed catch at the base of the concrete wall. And the Giants really hit Battle very hard to only come out of there with just one run. Everybody up there hit that ball. Double play broke the back of it. 1 run, 2 hits. So she's all tied, 6-6. So the ball game is bigger and better than ever, isn't it? And folks, the 1950 Dodger Yearbook is bigger and better than ever. And it's brought your way by Post Cereals. Now, wherever you are, listen, here's a wonderful new book for you Dodger fans, for baseball lovers everywhere. Pictures galore, up-to-the-minute statistics about every player on the Brooklyn team. And you'll enjoy owning a copy because it's a fine way to get acquainted with every man on the roster right from his first day in baseball. And to be sure to get your Dodger Yearbook right away, here's what you do. Send a box top from any regular-sized Post Cereal package or the front panel of a Sugar Crisp bag, together with a quarter, to Dodger Yearbook, Box 79, Brooklyn 1, New York. And we'll have your book coming your way within a couple of days. It's the very same book that sells at Ebbets Field for 50 cents. Carl Furillo, first up last of the 7th. Sheldon Jones, the right-hander on the mound for New York. His game to win or lose, too. 6-6 tie. Curve, low outside, ball 1. A couple of young, hard-throwing right-handers are going at it now. Gladys Gooding at the electric organ here at Ebbets Field just played my old Kentucky home as a tribute to Mr. Chandler, who's attending today's game. Pass ball over for a false strike. 1-1. Jones, right-hander, delivers. Furillo swings and misses. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2. Jake Pittler, coaching on his 56th birthday at first base. Milton Stock, who happens also to be Eddie Stanky's father-in-law, coaching at third. Sheldon Jones, who a couple of years ago was a professional fighter, then decided baseball was a better athletic enterprise. Sheldon Jones on the mound. Dark brown eyes. Furillo leans in. Curve is outside, and it is ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2-2. Pittsburgh has defeated Cincinnati 9-2. The Braves have now won 3 out of 3, knocked off the Phillies 3-2. Fastball inside, and the count is full. 3-2 to Furillo. Dahl is 1 for 3. His single in the 5th inning tied the ball game at that point, 5-5. Dodgers got a run in the 6th to go ahead 6-5, and Henry Thompson just smacked one for the Sugar Crisp to tie it up 6-6. Call strike 3. Furillo is caught with a pitch on the outside. Jones strikes him out. Give Sheldon 3 strikeouts. Durocher sticking right along with him. I guess because you figured he hadn't got anybody nearly as good in the bullpen. And it paid dividends because he got out of a mess of trouble in the 6th inning. Had the bases loaded, only 1 out, and didn't allow any further scoring. Gil Hodges, who is 1 for 3, and that was a home run in his first at-bat today. Takes a good curve over for a called strike. The whole infield is now caught in the full shadow of the stands, with the sun going down behind them. Center field and right field are still in the sun. Right-hander pitches, high outside, ball 1. 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. No action in either club's bullpen. The Yankees didn't score in the 9th inning. So they're going into the 10th inning, Washington and New York, tied 6-6. Fernando Jones pitches, and Hodges hits a ground ball back past the mound. Shortstop Dark is up with it. Throws over to first base. Just in time. Hodges up. Go up to first. 2 men up, 2 men retired. The even up status, 6-6 persists after the 7th. And Bob Morgan, who's had 1 hit for 2 at-bats today. Rookie, he's the batting champion in the International League last year. He's hitting .533 right now, 8 for 15. And then the Jones pitches, and it's a curve low outside with this rookie right-hand batter, blonde Bob Morgan. Infield is back. Curve is good. 1-1. strike. Giants are fighting desperately to win their first game out of 4 this year. Morgan takes a curve outside, ball 2. Dodgers fighting just as grimly to make it 3 straight victories for them. They lost opening game at Philadelphia. There is no quarter asked, and there's certainly none given when these two clubs lock horns, I tell you that. 2-1 pitch. Fastball is good at the knees for call strike 2. 2-2. Morgan didn't care very much about the call. Robb's had a rough time back at the plate this afternoon. Two and two. Pitch high inside, up on the hands for ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Morgan with a very relaxed ball player. Holds that bat back. Sort of cat-like stillness. The pitch is strike 3 call right on the outside. So George nicked him. Sets the Dodgers down in order, 1, 2, 3 in the last half of the 7th inning. That's 4 strikeouts for Sheldon, A for Abel or available Jones. And here we go into the 8th inning. The center fielder Bobby Thompson pushed up for the Giants, taking batter's curve for a called strike. Curveball swung on, and there's a high fly in the short center. Russell coming in. He's under it. And he's got it. So that is all for center fielder Bobby Thompson, first up in the 8th inning. Alvin Dark, the shortstop, who's gone 0 for 2. Right-hand batter. Curve swung on, line right back to the middle, out into center field, and it's a base hit for Dark. And he's right on around first, takes a big turn and holds up. The throw coming in from Russell to second base, the shortstop Reese covering. The Dark comes up with his first hit of the day. Single into center. Rookie Jack Hoshman, tall, slender, left-hand hitting first baseman, is now up to New York, hitting 7th on the batting card. Batter in the stop position. Delivers. There's a ball hit high out into right center field. Russell, the center fielder, getting under it. Dark tagging up at first. There's the catch. And Dark stops for second and holds on. Russell is losing time getting that ball to second this time. Stanky got the jump on him and went in there, if you recall, after a ball had been caught in the 3rd inning. So 2 men are gone in the 8th. And catcher Western comes up. Western, right-hand hitter. Takes a cut of the curve, hits it down toward 3rd. Morgan up with it on a big bound. Throws to first in time. No call for Western. Call for the Giants. Top of the 8th inning. No runs, 1 hit. And it still remains locked at 6 and 6. Now we're moving into the last half of the 8th inning. It's a 6-6 ball game. Jones on the mound for the Giants. Clarence Podbelan, right-hander, in the bullpen for the Dodgers. Campanella up hitting 8th. Batter is supposed to hit next, but maybe a pinch hitter to see. Throw, curveball right over for a call strike. Manager Shotton, of course, will not make up his mind whether he wishes to hit for batter or not. He will see what happens to Campanella. Pitch is high inside. Oh, wow. 1-1. Curve low outside to Roy. Ball 2. Questions called all the way. Hoshman at first base, Stanky at second, Dark at short, and the third baseman, Henry Thompson, who's becoming quite a ball player for the Giants. Left field, Whitey Lockman. In center, Bobby Thompson. And the right fielder is Don Mueller. 2-1 pitch. Fastball through there, and it's 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Campanella, stocky, very strong, and very durable. Leaning in. 2-2 pitch is swung on and missed. Strike 3. So Roy is struck out. Well, let's see what manager Shotton does. Does he want Batter to hit? Or does he want a hitter for it? It's going to be Jack Batter because, says Mr. Shotton, here at this late stage, 6 and 6, I'll go with my pitcher. After a step back in the left, Batter, left-hand hitter. Ground ball hit down to first base. Juggled by Hoshman. Picked up. He can't pick it up. Koshman catches him up with the ball, and he's charged with an error. The second giant error of the day, and Batter is on first base with the boot. Batter got it on live. He was walked in the sixth inning, you'll recall. Now he gets on through the error of young Jack Koshman. Pee-wee Reese up. Jack Batter on at first, a 6-6 tie. Just how long the game goes depends a lot, of course, on what Brooklyn does here in the last of the eighth inning. Man, these ball games just as tough as taxes, you know it. Whoa! High inside, gets up the catcher's glove, down the second goes Batter. And Pee-wee dropped to get out of the way of a high inside fastball, and Western couldn't come up with it. Charged a wild pitch, and Batter, the possible winning run, goes to second base. Now Jones ready to pitch. Pee-wee cuts as a high pop fly into short left field. Shortstop Dark is out on Rich. And he grabs it for out number 2, and Batter stays put at second base, where he reaches by a series of a combination of an error and a wild pitch. So Reese pops up to short, and George Shuba gets another opportunity. George has not been hitting, and if he's not careful, he's going to be Shuba to the bench and Gene Homansky back in left field. Shuba has 1 hit for 10. He has not looked completely sure in left field. In other words, he's been quite tense. He had a big opportunity, if you'll recall, in the 5th inning with the bases loaded and 1 out, and he fouled out to the first baseman. He's 0 for 2 today. Left-hand batter, outfield toward right. Jones pitches, curve, low outside for ball 1. This could be quite a pivotal at-bat for Shuba. Of course, it may be that he won't get anything too good to hit at with first base open. However, Jim Russell, who follows, I think the Giants regard as a more dangerous hitter, so I expect he'll be pitching to George. However, we'll soon know. Things sort of quiet for a second, but they do not remain quiescent very long around Ebbets Field here in Flatbush. The manager and the jam go out to the pitcher and get him on the mound and say, now listen, you know who's up there hitting, don't you? All right, now listen. Don't walk, but don't give him anything good to swing on. That's what Fitzsimmons says McGraw used to send word out about. Swung on, a line drive hit fast and straight into the right field corner for a base hit. Here's Batter around third. He's coming on in to score. Shuba comes in to second base and holds up with a double. And it was a pivotal at bat all the way around. And Brooklyn was out in front now, 7-6. 13th run of the game. So Shuba doubles inside first. That's in a run, his first run of the year. And Jack Batter, who got on through the error, scores. That's the 7th run for the Dodgers, and I know Durocher must be raging because of the 7 Brooklyn runs, only 2 ought to be scored as earned. The other 5 are unearned. Now the batter is the switch hitter, Jim Russell. Andy Hansen, tall young right-hander from Lake Worth, Florida, is in the bullpen now for the Giants. The Chicago Cubs came up with a run in the last half of the 9th inning and beat the St. Louis Cardinals for the second straight time, 7-6, and the Cardinals have now lost their last 4 ball games. Pitch, fastball high inside, ball 1. 1-0 pitch, swung on and fouled back. 1-0. The Cubs have beaten the Cardinals 7-6. Paulette, who came on in the 8th inning, is the losing pitcher for St. Louis. The Braves knock off the Phillies 3-2, and the Pirates beat the Reds 9-2. And Washington has just beaten the Yankees in the 10th inning, 7-6. In 7-6 Brooklyn, Russell cuts, fouls it back, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. So things are rapidly coming to a rather dramatic denouement all over the baseball picture this afternoon. Washington hangs on and knocks off the Yankees 7-6 in 10 innings. At the end of 10.5 innings, it's a 5-5 tie between the Red Sox and the Athletics. Detroit has just beaten Chicago 5-0. Hootman pitches to shut up. Russell takes ball, strike 3, kicks about it, that's all, and so ends the last half of the 8th inning here at Brooklyn. That's the 5th strikeout for Jones, and it's a run for the Dodgers on a hit. 1 giant error, which again was decisive. So the Giants are coming in for the top of the 9th. The run behind is Brooklyn leads 7-6. Pete Milne, rookie left-hand hitting outfielder, is going to hit for Sheldon Jones to start the 9th inning, and Jack Batter on the mound for Brooklyn delivers a call strike. Fastball on the outside. Batter works. Milne hits a curveball down the first. Up with his Hodges, runs over to the bag. He's there for the out. 1 out. So Milne, hitting for Jones, is retired, commencing the 9th inning. Dodgers 7. Giants 6. Top of the order, Ed Stanky. Stanky crouches, right-hand hitter. Swings as a fly ball hit back into center field. Russell going back, still going back, turns, makes the catch. 2 on the right. So the Giants are run behind, are down to their last out. Dodgers 7, the Giants 6. This has been a tough ball game every inch of the way. Whitey Lockman, who singled in the first inning. He's 1 for 4 today. Hit that whistling line drive, and Hodges, with those fine hands of his, turned it into an immediate double play in the 7th inning. Lockman hitting at .316, 6 for 19. Batter steadies. Takes a side from Campanella. Throws. There's a high pop fly. It's hit out into left center field. Russell, the center fielder, gets under it. He's got it. The ball's in the cover. The Dodgers win. So Brooklyn wins the ball game 7-6, and we're going to check the runs, hits, and errors and the other scores for you in just a second. But you know, one thing these Dodgers put a premium on is speed. Yes, sir. The runningest ball club in either league. And they mean to stay that way, too, by keeping in top physical condition. And that most certainly includes getting nourishing meals. In fact, to quote the boss in these parts, Bert Schotten, if you ask me, says Barney, eating proper meals is only ordinary common sense for ball players or for anybody who has work to do. Well, that's why Manager Schotten agrees when we say, begin the day the right way with the right kind of breakfast. A breakfast that includes fruit or fruit juice, bread and butter, beverage, and a cereal. That way you're getting the kind of a start you need to keep going right through the morning. And I say, do as so many of the Dodgers do. Make that cereal in your breakfast a post cereal. Because there is good, solid nourishment in every one of these great P-O-S-T post cereals. Remember that you get the most when you get Post. For the Dodgers today, their 3rd straight win, 7 runs on 7 hits and no errors. And for the Giants, 6 runs, 8 hits, and 2 errors. And those 2 errors made possible 5 unearned runs as they are technically scored. The winning pitcher is Jack Bannett, his first decision of the year. The losing pitcher is, of course, Jones, who now hasn't won and has lost 2. And for the Giants, this gives them an 0 for 4 record for the season, which, of course, is very tough for the Polo Grounders and for Durocher. For the Dodgers, after losing opening day, this is their 3rd straight success. Now, very quickly around the Post scoreboard. In the National League, everything else is complete. The Cubs beat the Cardinals 7-6 with a run in the last of the 9th inning. Boston, with Elliott hitting a home run in the 8th with 1 on, beat the Phillies 3-2. And Pittsburgh had an easy time knocking off Cincinnati 9-2. In the American League, Washington defeated the Yankees in the 10th inning 7-6. Detroit had Art Hootman pitch a shutout and knock off Chicago 5-0. At the end of 3.5 innings, it is Cleveland over the St. Louis Browns 5-1. And in the Boston Athletic game, they've gone into the 11th inning tied at 5-5. So, friends, that is that. And we hope that you have enjoyed being with us Saturday afternoon at Brooklyn. Boy, it's quite a place. So, for you folks all around the country on the network, join us again the next Saturday. The Dodgers are at Ebbets Field. And, of course, for the folks in New York, as the broadcast goes on 7 days a week, we'll be in business at the same old stand at 2 o'clock tomorrow. Connie Desmond and Ben Scully and the old redhead, Red Barber, will be on hand to be bringing you the game between the Dodgers and the Giants. It's been fun handing you out this one for Post cereals, and we certainly hope you've enjoyed it. And if you have, remember that you say thanks every time that you bring home a package of any of the famous Post cereals. Post Toasters, Post Grape Nuts and Grape Nuts Flakes, Post Raisin Bran, 40% Bran Flakes, or Post Hens. And say, if you're one of the folks who haven't tried Post Sugar Crisp yet, man, be sure to look for the cellophane bag with the 3 little honey bears on it today. And now this is the old redhead, Red Barber saying so long.